Indiana and Kentucky. What do you think? Are you coming up with a new euphemism here? There are a couple of teams that don't shy away from contact. Indiana, Kentucky, Earl Callaway misses, and DJ White goes over Randolph Morris to slam it. Here's Bobby Perry to Ramel Bradley.
Yeah, that was a good play in transition, but they are not shooting the ball well from three-point range. 3 from 28, shooting the ball like Lynn Elmore.
Bobby Perry. If they'd allowed Len to dunk, he would have made a shot like Bobby Perry just did. And then Jasper, the freshman for Tubby Smith, and Perry get together again.
The last 12 minutes of this game, obviously Kentucky doing a nice job with more pressure, getting out in transition.
Tight game inside 4 minutes to go. Wildcats clinging to a 2-point lead at home. Cats off to a bit of a rough start by their lofty standards, 5-3 so far. Kansas taking on Toledo. Brandon Rush and the Jayhawks against a Rocket team that's played a tough schedule and off to a 2-4 start. Skip pass Rush.
Yeah, Brandon Rush, that was one of his 4 threes here in the first half. Struggled against USC. He's finding a nice rhythm on the offensive end.
And if you want toughness, you want Florentino Valencia. Toledo leads 11-10. I just like saying Florentino Valencia. Did you find that in orange juice? Rush came around the screen, knocks down the 3. Kansas has a 10-point lead. Game that's on ESPN2 right now. They're at the half, not too far away from the second half. Memphis taking on Ole Miss. Andy Kennedy in his first year. John Calipari leading the Tigers against Kennedy's team. Robert Dozier inside, Lenny.
Well, again, Robert Dozier, one of those guys that obviously has the ability to score inside. Joey Dorsey, the other inside player, really just not the kind of guy who's going to give you points. And Memphis needs that because they got all these athletes.
We saw Jeremy Hunt hit the 3, then missed the layup, but Kareem Cooper was there to clean things up. Ole Miss hanging in there right now. It's 32-29 is the score there. We'll keep you up to date on that in the second half. Well, Wisconsin and Marquette's a game that we've been looking forward to for a while. You have the rivalry, 112 meetings. This is only the 3rd time that both teams have been ranked nationally.
Well, I tell you what, I think Marquette has done a terrific job in playing to their strength, which is the guards. They got a 3-guard type of offense, and it's led by Dominic James, the sophomore, at a tremendous freshman campaign, and kind of picked up this season where he left off, being able to drive the ball, penetrate off the bounce. You see tremendous athleticism right there, but an improved perimeter game is what's really made him a complete player.
And then when you look at Wisconsin, too, Alondo Tucker has been a leader.
Not bad.
You know, and so many people have sort of handed the Big Ten to Ohio State because of the hype of the class coming in. But these are the guys that have the veteran, the savvy players.
Yeah, I really like Wisconsin. I mean, they have a tremendous backcourt as well. And Cameron Taylor and Orlando Tucker, these guys can get after it on the defensive end. So when you look at from the backcourt standpoint, I think it's going to be a great matchup. It's going to be even. But why I think Wisconsin's going to win this game is they have an option to throw the ball down low in the post. Jason Chappell, he had 10 points and 9 rebounds in this game last year, and then Brian Butch averaging 10 points and 6 rebounds. So these guys have an opportunity to get the ball into the paint, get to the free throw line. When you look at Marquette, Lynn, they don't have that opportunity.
Well, they're going to spread the floor, and that's really where Wisconsin had some difficulty against Winthrop. You saw Winthrop spread the floor, took them off the bounce, and took them to overtime.
Yeah. In-state battle, got a little bragging rights going on. Marquette and Wisconsin, the state school, the city school, and sometimes those lines get crossed. Wesley Matthews, his father played on the other side. He'll play for the Golden Eagles in a bit.
Give them the gift they won't want to return. The Dunkin' Donuts card. Perfect for everyone on your list, no matter who they are. America runs on Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin's Pound of Coffee. Available in 5 delicious flavors like French vanilla and hazelnut, they're the perfect way to turn a holiday get-together into a celebration. America runs on Dunkin'.
This is the best time of the year, and it's only at your Toyota dealer. It's Toyotathon, the perfect time to save on many of the Toyotas you've been wishing for, like a new Camry, which was voted the 2007 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Lease a new 2007 Camry now for just $229 a month, or lease a new sporty 2007 RAV4 for just $269 a month. The Toyotathon year-end sales event. Hurry, time is running out. Power up.
out last night, braving temperatures in the single digits to get the best seats possible for today's in-state showdown with Wisconsin. The line had reached an estimated 1,000 people by 8 a.m. when the fans received a visit from Coach Tom Crean.
But we are going to put you in early inside that building. You come in, come excited, be ready to go. And from 1 to 3, let's have an unbelievably great time.
And true to his word, Coach Crean brought the Marquette students into the Bradley Center nearly 4 hours ago. During his team's morning shoot-around, Dominique James entertained the fans by signing autographs, and the students treated to an airing of Dumb and Dumber on the arena video boards. Now just moments away from the Dairy State Showdown, number 12 Wisconsin and number 20 Marquette. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into an electric Bradley Center. Sean McDonough along with Jay Billis and Bill Raftery, delighted to have you with us. They've been playing since 1917, but this is the first time in this long rivalry. Both are in the top 20 at the time of their ranking. Wisconsin comes in at 8-1 with a typical Badger squad.
Wisconsin is big, they're tough, they get the ball inside, and they get to the free throw line. An outstanding passing team and rebounding as well. That's going to be a key.
And Bill, Marquette 9-1, a big win already over Duke, and a 3-guard look.
Wisconsin known for cheese and beverages and the swing. Marquette, the guard play, outstanding. They penetrate, they find the bigs. They also can shoot deep. They need an extraordinary game, Sean.
Plenty of stars on both sides as we take a look at today's Star Watch.
Orlando Tucker for Wisconsin, averaging 19 points per game. The best athlete, can play inside and out, three-point range on his shot.
Dominic James got 18 straight against foul post. Solid performer in the backcourt. They're going to need a big one from him, Sean.
Tucker in the lineup with Michael Flowers, Cameron Taylor, Jason Chaplin, Brian Butch, and for Marquette, James with Jarrell McNeil, Wesley Matthews, Usman Barrow, and Dan Fitzgerald. Terrific officiating crew, Ed Hightower with Tim Higgins and Ted Hillary. Marquette in the home white. The home team has won the last 5 in this rivalry. Chappell jumped for Wisconsin, Barrow for Marquette, and Barrow won the tip.
That's Sean McDonough and Jay Billis. The Badgers go.
Michael Flowers guarding Dominique James. They're going to go right to him.
James kicked it out. Wesley Matthews for 3, no good. Marquette, despite the 3-guard look, not a good three-point shooting team. Under 34% for the year collectively. Chappell played it back out to Orlando Tucker. Michael Flowers now.
Sorry, Sean. Butch underneath.
And he's been inside more often of late. He travels that time with Dan Fitzgerald draped on him.
That's a great example of what Wisconsin wants to do in this ballgame. Get into a little high-low and pound it inside.
McNeil, the handoff for James, the rookie of the year in the Big East last year. Got his own rebound and missed again. Rebounded by Brian Butch, the junior from Appleton.
How about that reaction? That kid's got some hops.
Taylor missed a 3. 2 Badgers battling each other for the rebound. And they turned it over. Jarrell McNeil, another sophomore, too strong with a layup. And a foul on Fitzgerald over the back. And guys, both teams look a little jittery here with tremendous anticipation for this matchup. Marquette coached by 40-year-old Tom Crean, already 3rd in wins at Marquette with 150. And of course, the highlight of his tenure, the trip to the Final Four with Dwyane Wade in 03. And Bo Ryan, in his 6th season as head coach at Wisconsin, they've been in the tournament every year.
2-1-2 trap for Marquette, broken very nicely because they allowed him to split the trap.
And the bucket by Orlando Tucker. And Marquette still jittery at the offensive end. And then as Usman Barrow came up with the offensive rebound, he was fouled by Jason Chappell.
The counter Wisconsin, you mentioned earlier in the open, the inside game rebounding. Butch has to get some touches. We know he can go outside, but how about the dive there? Were they prepared for that trap? Tucker gets right to the rim.
And they split the trap. That's what allowed Flowers to get out of it and then create an advantage situation with numbers. this Wisconsin team a very good passing team. Their big guys pass the ball as well as their guards do, and that creates some problems for Marquette. They've got to get great pressure on the ball in order to stop this passing team.
Barrow made the first free throw. They charged the foul to Butch, his first. 1 out of 2 from the line for the junior from Senegal. He went to high school in Chicago. Tucker, the pull-up, well short, and the foul on the rebounding action against Fitzgerald as he knocked Butch to the deck, and Fitzgerald is 2 quick personals. He's starting for just the second game this season. Over their first 9 games of the year, Jameel Lott was the starter, but Fitzgerald replaced him in the last ball game against Delaware State, and no question about the foul.
Well, Fitzgerald trying to get around in front to deny post position. Then when the shot went up, he found himself on the backside getting boxed out and just tried to fight his way in there and fouled to do it.
And so there's 2 ways to play. Get up in them, which is what Marquette's trying to do, which is going to open up passing lanes, or slough off.
Chappell a miss. And the rebound down to Marquette, and Barrow traveled as he collided with Lazar Hayward, who just came into the ball game to take the place of Fitzgerald. Hayward, a freshman from Buffalo, New York. Tom Crean and the staff believe he'll be a key player for them when the conference play rolls around in early January.
You love when guys go after the ball, but you got to communicate as well.
Marquette doubling when Orlando Tucker gets the ball down in the post. They do not double team very many postmen. Shows the kind of respect they have for Tucker in his game.
A shot blocked by McNeil, and out of bounds last touch by Wisconsin by Michael Flowers. McNeil, one of those guys who fills up every line of the stat sheet. He's the only player in the country with at least 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3.5 steals per game, and he just added a blocked shot to his stats for this year.
And he had 6 steals in 2 games, so he's a pilferer.
Wesley Matthews, and the rebound down to Tucker. Tucker, a 5th-year senior out of Lockport, Illinois, the Big Ten preseason player of the year. Butch, the crowd thought he traveled. Tim Higgins did not agree. Chappell had the rebound slapped away. 4-on-3 break for the Golden Eagles. Did you agree? Both teams just seem a little jittery.
Marquette's pushing the ball, which is great, but I think they've got to just slow it down. I think they can get what they want. They're rushing things.
Yeah, everybody's going a little bit too fast, and you get in this kind of rivalry game with the crowd as hyped up as it is, both teams ranked right now. It does tend to make you overplay a little bit.
Off the inbound play, Matthews, an air ball out of bounds. Last touched by Taylor. So it'll go back to Marquette, trailing 2-1. A pitcher's duel nearly 3 minutes into the ball game.
Lazar Hayward got involved in the offensive rebound. A nice-looking player, can put it on the deck. A nice addition to this program.
I think Marquette's really got to continue to try to move the ball from side to side. Great pass.
How about the not facing the corner on the inbound defense? Rather faulty.
Wesley Matthews, the basket. His dad starred at Wisconsin in the late 70s. Wes Matthews played 9 years in the NBA. Wesley grew up in Madison, but chose Marquette over Wisconsin. Butch called for the travel.
They don't see the inbounds. You can see just facing out. 23 on the baseline, doing a pretty good job, except Taylor gave it up.
Yeah, just a little easy back screen by Dominic James. No communication by Wisconsin. That's not good to give up a layup on out-of-bounds underneath situations.
Hayward stepped into a 3. Jarrell McNeil, and a flush by Hayward.
Wow. Nobody put a body, but that's what penetration does for you.
Hayward, a freshman, he played last year at Notre Dame Prep in Fitchburg, Massachusetts on a terrific high school team. Derek Carricker, now a freshman at Louisville. Paul Harris, the outstanding freshman at Syracuse, also on that team, coached by Bill Barton.
How'd they ever lose?
Marcus Landry just into the game, missed for Wisconsin. Joe Krabenhoff also just on the floor, had the offensive rebound, then lost the ball.
Marquette's okay defensively. I like their activity, but their offense is hurt, and both felt that should have been their ball on that particular play.
Well, Marquette just really goes after the ball. They are so quick on the perimeter. Their inside guys have quick feet as well. And you have got to protect the ball and be strong with it, because Marquette is going to slap at it and knock it away.
Matthews inside Hayward. And a whistle. They're going to count the original shot by Hayward for a goaltend.
Great post pass by Matthews.
Lazar Hayward igniting this building with his performance off the bench. The Golden Eagles with the early lead.
NCAA Women's Basketball Championship coming in March.
Find the perfect gift at Zale's biggest sale of the year, now through Sunday. Save up to an extra 15% off everything store-wide. Find the perfect gift at Zale's, the Diamond Store.
Class of '94, here I come.
When you want to make a good impression, Enterprise Rent-A-Car will pick you up free and get you going in style.
Looking good, Moose.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Hey, baby.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Just wanted to talk to the most beautiful girl in the world, that's all.
That's sweet.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's just nice to know that I'm the only man in your world. I am the only man in your world, right? Baby?
Switch to singular with the fewest dropped calls.
Baby, is it Earl?
Now buy a Samsung phone and get 3 free.
Cat got your tongue? Earl got your tongue?
Your 3 medium Pizza Hut pizzas.
That's only $5 each, right?
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Thank you.
Honey! The Pizza Hut kid made a mistake again! I got 3 medium Pizza Hut pizzas for the same price as those other guys!
Yeah! It's no mistake. Pay just $5 each for 3 medium one-topping hand-tossed Pizza Hut pizzas. Want to get 3 for $5? Go for the good stuff.
Give a holiday card everyone in the family will love. Pick up the Pizza Hut card today.
Exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Pizza Hut, where you can now get 3 pizzas for only $5 each.
Sean McDonough, Jay Billis, Bill Raftery back inside the Bradley Center. 7 unanswered points for Marquette. They lead by 5 as we go inside the play.
Wisconsin's got to do a better job communicating on defense. Marquette running a little play here. They're going to take James, bring him off here, and then set a back pick and get Lazar Hayward into the low post. That is way too easy. Now, they goaltended, but that was going to be a basket no matter what, whether it was Hayward putting it off the glass or Usman Barrow dunking it back in. The communication for Wisconsin defensively right now has not been good.
That was not good at all. You almost have to switch that particular play, Sean.
Well, we spoke with Bo Ryan yesterday, said he's pleased with the way his team's played, but he's waiting for all the defensive pieces to fit together. He said sometimes one breakdown leads to another. Defensively, that was a good example of what the coach is talking about.
Now you see a little 2-3 zone. They're matching up out of this.
Marcus Landry. Nice move to the bucket. He's from right here in Milwaukee. Elected to go about an hour away to the University of Wisconsin. But he is married to a senior forward on the Marquette women's basketball team. And they had a daughter arrive earlier in the spring. Traveling the call as McNeil slid in the lane.
That last play that Marcus Landry scored on, he showed great patience in the middle of that zone. Right now, Marquette is so hyped up defensively. If you give them a shot fake or a pass fake, they're jumping for it.
And also they're matching up. Now they go straight man because Winthrop and Florida State gave them problems with the 2-3 zone. Back to man, Sean.
Wisconsin needed overtime to win its last ball game against a very good Winthrop team. Their only loss to Missouri State by 2, a game in which Bo Ryan said Missouri State really shot the ball well. Traveling the call against Landry, and of course Marquette coming off a recent defeat against North Dakota State. That club has been a problem for both teams in the Dairy State. They beat Wisconsin last year.
Andre Smith with 26 points and Nelson with a bunch of threes outside.
And Winkleman. Tim Miles has a pretty good team. The Bison can play.
And Marquette turned them over 25 times, believe it or not.
Marquette took a lot of quick shots in that one. They didn't use both sides of the floor.
They're looking for that today. They don't want a lot of quick shots. Tom Crean told his team, reverse the ball. We don't want first side shots, and don't think his team's been as patient offensively as the coach would like. Landry, whose brother Carl is a fine player at Purdue, handed the ball off to Taylor. He's guarded tightly by David Kubian, who just came into the ball game off the Marquette bench, but not tightly enough. And Cameron Taylor, the senior from Minneapolis, with a bucket.
Really the one player on this team that can take you off the dribble, a breakdown guard.
It complements that swing. It's the same thought.
Kubian, freshman, native of Venezuela, played high school basketball in New Jersey at St. Benedict's for Danny Hurley. Narrow shot blocked. They wanted a goaltend again, this time against Greg Steensma. And now the ball held, and on the arrow, it'll go over to the Badgers with a chance to take the lead. Tomorrow night, a great game for our Sunday showdown presented by Alltel Wireless, number 11, LSU against Texas. Chance to see Big Baby Glenn Davis against the super freshman Kevin Durant. That's at 8 p.m. tomorrow night on ESPN. Durant averaging over 23 per game as a freshman for the Longhorns.
He's a special player. And Big Baby, not quite as big as he was last year. He's lost some weight, much more mobile, and a better overall player because of it.
You could try that diet yourself. Steensma with a terrific shot. Look at this dive. Chappell to the rim.
Tucker found him. Jason Chappell, a senior from New Berlin, Wisconsin. Played prep at Worcester Academy in Massachusetts. And Wisconsin has run off 6 straight points to reclaim the lead.
Wisconsin showing again why they're such a good passing team. Everybody on the Wisconsin team can pass it, especially their big guys.
Nice play.
Hayward for 3. And a great box out by Orlando Tucker.
They are solid, Sean. You're right. Good defensive sequence.
Tucker led the Big Ten in scoring in conference games last year. At 20 per game. He's the only returning first-team All-Big Ten selection from a year ago, and he does it all, including great leadership for Wisconsin.
Now you can see the late double, and nobody rotates underneath, and a terrific read by the big fella.
Well, that double was late, and if you are going to go over and double, you've got to get better pressure on Orlando Tucker because he's a good passer as well, and they just picked him apart on the rotation.
Foul was on Kubian, his first, the third against Marquette. Trayvon Hughes with the ball now, a freshman from Queens, New York.
They make the defense worse as Tucker gets a deep look.
Chappell, who fed Tucker, went to crash the boards and had it ripped away from him by Dwight Burke. And there's an injured Wisconsin player behind the play, and the Warriors, excuse me, that's an old habit, the Golden Eagle fans upset that they had a 5-on-4 denied by the injury to Michael Flowers.
And we watched practice yesterday. It was very physical. Elbow right there. You can see they're just trying to protect the basketball. I think the initial one was inadvertent.
Yeah,
but
nothing intentional.
You've got to wear a helmet under there. Bo Nose being from Chester, PA. He's been in a couple of tough matches in his day.
Actually, in Chester, PA, all his records in high school were broken by one Jameer Nelson.
How about that, huh? I don't think he could have guarded Jameer as quick as he is.
McNeil, the 3 starting Marquette guards now 1 for 11 combined from the floor. Tucker, and count the basket for Wisconsin off the feed from Trayvon Hughes.
Terrific penetration. That complements that offense beautifully. Everybody likes to post up with a little hesitation. How about that draw 2? And Tucker in position. He's tough around that glass as a finisher, Jay.
Well, essentially, that was a transition opportunity for Wisconsin, led by the bad shot by Marquette that started it off. And the first pass in your opponent's fast break is oftentimes a bad shot.
Tucker finished the 3-point play. He has 5. And now that's 9 unanswered points for the Badgers. 12.5 to go first half. Wisconsin by 4. Kubian for 3. He's shooting 52% from 3 for the year. And Tom Crean said during our visit yesterday, we need to get the lead more shots.
Tough match.
Tucker banged a couple of times by Burke. The play on, and then Chappell traveled.
Well, that's got to be 4 or 5 walks early here for Wisconsin. They got to establish that pivot foot and take the hit.
It looks like they're trying to be physical and go into the defense, and as a result, they're traveling.
Uncharacteristically so. Already 6 turnovers for Wisconsin. They average under 12 per game for the season, and they are plus 5.5 per game in turnover margin. Well, -3 in that category today.
The one thing, Sean, that Wisconsin doesn't do is they don't have live ball turnovers that you can take the other way. If they do turn it over, you're taking it out of bounds and still having to go against their set defense.
And this is Marquette's got to run some offense. They are right now.
Pregame was open for 3 and passed it up after he made one a moment ago. Jameel Lott just into the ball game.
Another walk.
Yep.
Wow.
4th Marquette turnover.
Referee's arms are getting tired.
Y'all ready to order? And y'all ready to check me out in the amazing picture clarity of DirecTV HD? It's broadcast in 1080i. I totally don't know what that means, but I want it.
For the best in HD, get DirecTV.
How can I tell you that I love you? I love you. I long to tell you that I'm always thinking of you. I'm always thinking of you. But I can't think of right words to say.
The Philips Norelco Smart Touch XL adjusts to your face for a closer shave with 50% more shaving surface and 3 shaving rings in each shaving head. Philips Norelco, the world's best-selling electric shaver. Simplicity is making every stroke count.
Hey. That'll be $75.
It's usually $30.
I went to Vegas last weekend. Pretty crazy. Although it seemed like you were having a much better time.
So, 75?
Yep.
Nice job on the lawn today.
We aim to please.
It's a great Saturday afternoon of college basketball, but tonight all eyes are on New York. And college football, as one of the most famous trophies in sports, will be handed out.
Who will join the elite Heisman fraternity? College football's top individual honor will be awarded tonight. Is it a coronation ceremony for Ohio State's Troy Smith, or can Brady Quinn of Notre Dame and Darren McFadden of Arkansas add a little intrigue? We'll see tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Seems to not be a tremendous amount of suspense, but you never know. Troy Smith, the big favorite, but perhaps a surprise in store.
Did you do one of their games this year?
Yes.
Pretty impressive.
Player.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're allowed to divulge who we voted for, but
you do get a vote. You get a hockey vote. You get an Oscar vote.
No, not an Oscar vote, but nice enough of the folks who run the Heisman Trophy to invite me to vote. It's a great honor. I'll respect their wishes that we keep our vote secret.
Now this, he can step out, Butch, too. You saw him inside. What a blockout.
So here comes Marquette with a chance to reclaim the lead. Under 11 and a half to go in the first half. Here's Wesley Matthews. Tom Crean says he's the complete glue guy on this team. And he needed a little more glue on the dribble. Lost it and then committed a foul after it was taken away by Trayvon Hughes.
Yeah, they're not themselves right now. They ran a set the last trip. Dribble drive is something when you're trying to make a little bit of comeback. I think they need a ball screen, and also the bigs have to make themselves available underneath.
Well, they definitely have to move the ball from side to side to get this Wisconsin defense moving. If you attack it when it's set, you are asking for a turnover.
5 turnovers for Marquette. The foul on Matthews, his first. Hughes thought about his own shot. And a foul called on Jameel Lott.
A little nickel dimer.
First personal
6 team fouls now. The first on Lott, a senior from St. Paul, Minnesota. Spent some time in junior college at the North Dakota School of Sciences, where he was a star for the Wildcats. Orlando Tucker in the lane.
A little kiss. He's got a game. Watched him grow. This is his 5th game against Marquette incidentally, which is intriguing.
Yeah, he had a redshirt season where he played 4 games and then was granted a medical redshirt for a foot injury, but one of those 4 games was against Marquette. This is his 5th meeting, even though they play just once a year. Jarrell McNeil trying to get the shooting going for the 3 starting guards. That's his first field goal.
Well, a terrific shot, but it was against double coverage. That was a really tough shot.
Nice pass on the dive there. Ravenhoff with a terrific look. Butch around the 10, dominating.
First bucket for Brian Butch, coming off 17 points, 9 rebounds in that narrow win over Winthrop on Monday night.
And you can see why Krabenhoff is a playmaking forward. He is another outstanding passer with energy and skill out on the floor.
Orlando Tucker calls him Mr. Intangibles. Does so much to help the Wisconsin team. Does Krabenhoff. Hughes giving them nice minutes off the bench with a rebound in traffic. Tucker, yeah, stop and go to score.
Wow, I thought he got grabbed as well. A little kiss at the end. You can see he's stepping out now, showing you a little bit of his form away from the rim.
Well, how about the way he put the brakes on, let everybody slide right by?
He's pretty clever.
Move.
He has 9 points. Wisconsin hammering the paint. 16 of their 17 points from the paint. McNeil lost the dribble. Another Marquette turnover as he gave it away to Krabenhoff.
In a hurry.
Hughes trying to get by Kubion and then swatted from behind by Jameel Watt. We're at the sold-out Bradley Center. More than 18,000 on hand in downtown Milwaukee, just a couple of blocks from the Marquette campus. 113th meeting all-time. The Dairy State Showdown. They first met back in 1917. Bill was there for that one. He's here as well with Jay Billis and yours truly, Sean McDonough.
Still toasting the town. By the way, there is a lot of jazz in this town. Getting back to our comment Thursday.
Orlando Tucker, whoop, air ball out of bounds to Marquette.
Both teams are better than this, don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah,
There's no question.
It's, as you notice, the rivalry.
It's kind of like the early rounds of a big fight. They're kind of feeling each other out a little bit, and there's no question. I think Sean was absolutely right. There's some nerves associated with this. Guy's going a little bit too fast, but I think they'll calm down and really start playing.
9 minutes to go till halftime. 5-point lead for Wisconsin. Matthews slipped in the lane, kept it alive for Dominique James, sophomore from Richmond, Indiana.
Nice. Unfortunately,
didn't get it through. It's that man Krabenhoff again, sophomore from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And Landry with the left.
They bite you just enough in the open floor to take advantage. And quick timeout by Tom Crean.
The Badgers have opened up a 7-point lead. 8:34 to go in the first half.
Whatever it is, you can get it on eBay.
At Fred Meyer and Littman Jewelers, this 1-carat total weight diamond journey pendant is $700. But during our 3-day sale, save over $400 and pay just $299.
For all those special times.
Fred Meyer and Littman Jewelers.
Marquette shooting just 26% from the floor, and they've turned it over 7 times. That adds up to a 7-point deficit as they host Wisconsin. 8:34 to go in the first half.
One of the problems Marquette has come across is they're taking a lot of contested shots. You mentioned the turnovers. This is a very solid Wisconsin defensive team. They pack it in, make it very difficult for you to get into the lane. Marquette's going to have to hit some shots over the top.
And they're going to have to get some points up front. Fitzgerald back last couple of minutes with the 2 fouls.
He's been on the bench. Gerald started the game. He's a transfer from Tulane. Inside they go, and Barrow's shot blocked by Landry. Chance to run for Wisconsin. The finger roll, no basket, says Ed Hightower. Or is he going to count it and then send it the other way?
No, wiped it out. Pretty good defensive stand, but you can see the difficulty, the easy baskets for both. One referee had it the other way. Get it out of town here, Jay. They are solid, as you noted, defensively. It's almost like a zone. They move in sequence, and here the step up. It looked like pretty good play defensively.
First foul on Flowers, just the second on Wisconsin here in the first half.
Well, Wisconsin's so physical inside. Look at Krabenhoff. He's just throwing Fitzgerald around.
And they screened the screener. They didn't get anything out of it. It was a great reaction defensively.
Now James averaged 15 per game last year to lead Marquette. He's the leading returning scorer in the Big East, and he was 13th in the league in scoring last year with that kind of talent. But the top 12 scorers in the Big East from last year all have departed. 11 Big East players drafted in the first 40 selections of the last NBA draft.
Now look at the shape up in the lane. Too close.
And Tucker unlucky. It rattled off, but Flowers is there, and he'll go to the line.
Well, you got to get more pressure on the ball. Great passing team, Wisconsin.
The free throws after a timeout, and when we come back, we'll talk with one of the brightest stars in the entire sports world, Dwyane Wade of the Miami Heat.
You know what I desire.
Yes, my count. Pizza.
You had garlic bread pizza delivered.
Of course not, silly. It's not delivery.
New DiGiorno garlic bread pizza. Great toppings on garlic bread crust. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Tomato sauce.
College football's heroes of the past welcome a new member to their exclusive club. Tonight, one college football player will transcend greatness and become a legend. Will it be the Buckeye senior leading the nation's top team, Notre Dame's prolific passer, or the sensational sophomore from Arkansas? The Heisman Trophy presentation presented by Nissan tonight at 8 on ESPN, followed by Ali.
Is alimony a business expense? 91 audits.
I think it's Ebola. 902 hypochondriacs.
What if I push this?
405 user errors.
Still love what I do.
Still love what I do. Still love what I do.
Your business is your passion. We're passionate too. Our local business specialists get to know you and your company, and we work with you to customize the right technology solutions for your business. Time Warner Cable Business Class, sharing your passion with you.
You have an MA in accounting. But what do you know about lease negotiations? At Conley Associates, we know lease negotiations and have found that when landlords compete for your business, you win. Conley Associates, we only represent tenants.
We're back at the Bradley Center, the home of the Marquette Golden Eagles. Dwyane Wade played in this rivalry. Fairfaggy helped Marquette defeat the Badgers in the 2002 meeting. Dwyane had 25 points, shot 11 of 17 from the field in a 63-54 Marquette win. Later that year, he led Marquette to the Final Four for the first time since 1977. Now a member of the Miami Heat, the MVP of the NBA Finals last spring, as he led Miami to the NBA championship. And we'll be chatting with Dwyane Wade, recently named the Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year, in just a moment. First, it's Michael Flowers at the free throw line.
This is one good basketball player, Michael Flowers, an outstanding shooter. Now they say that he misses his free throw, but an outstanding shooter. And he's probably Wisconsin's best overall defender.
And a pretty good offensive rebounder, too. He'll put back against Winthrop.
Yeah, averaging 9.3 per game, but in the last ball game against Winthrop, he had a career-high 21 points. Missed both free throws, but Wisconsin wound up with the second miss. Landry, Fitzgerald backed away a bit with the two fouls.
A nice cut to set it up. They're showing poise. Marquette rattled. They've got to pull the plug here, reverse the ball, get some touches low.
Landry's given them 6 points off the bench. McNeil underneath, and Barrow got the roll around the rim.
That's, you make yourself available. Good activity underneath by the big fella.
Well, it's amazing when you go up with a jump shot, how open people underneath can be. Tom Davis used to run a lob play based on a jump shot. It was like a fake jump shot, and everybody stops to block out, and you wind up getting a lane to the basket.
Jarrell McNeil called for his first and the team's 8th, so it's a 1-and-1 shooting situation for the Badgers.
What a back screen, huh? That great play on the pass, Jay.
Little handoff coming right off that into the lane, and Orlando Tucker stepped up. Anytime you help up, you're going to have people open underneath.
And you mentioned Tom Davis, his name, big influence on what some of the things Wisconsin runs. The back screen pop.
Look at Flowers sticking right with Dominique James. James has to be a little more dynamic coming off these pick and rolls and just blast off of them instead of playing with the ball.
A little stagger across, get turned and go to the rim. There you go.
Off to Barrow for the dunk.
Make yourself available. Smart time by the big guy.
Try to get back into it with Marquette within 3 now. 6 minutes to go in the first half.
Wisconsin very good at getting the ball to the correct guy and having poise.
Wide open 3 for Cameron Taylor.
Everybody's so worried about Orlando Tucker. You leave Taylor wide open. He's going to drill that all night long. He's a good player.
Matthews couldn't answer the 3. And another rebound in traffic by Krabenhoff.
He is a tough kid, Sean. His father used to say to him, we read the note, get in the barbecue, mix it up.
Flowers missed a running layup. Taylor chopped down. The officials conferring, and I believe they're going to have a foul on Marquette on Barrow, who hit the deck and chopped down one of the Badgers. And Tom Crean doesn't like it.
I think it was the right call. Barrow kind of undercut him and put him down. It was a heck of an open field tackle.
That's one of those hustle plays. Unfortunately, he went underneath. I don't know if they should replay those in this building.
No. You know, this is an NBA arena. The Bucks and the Golden Eagles share this building. Sometimes when college teams play in an NBA building, you lose the college atmosphere, but not in here. This is a crowd right on top of the action and fully engaged.
I like it when they replay things in the arena. I mean,
to get the people upset?
What's the crowd going to do? Are they going to boo? I mean, they boo anyway. Well, referees can take it. Look, they make the call. We live in an age of technology. We should be able to see it in the arena.
Barrow was his 3rd. He's gone to the bench. Wisconsin just 1 out of 5 from the free throw line. Jarring pick sent by Lazar Hayward. James still can't buy a bucket. He's now 1 for 5 from the floor.
I tell you, Marquette's lucky they're only down 6.
Very
the way
fortunate.
They played offensively.
The jarring pick that occurred comes late, and it's tough to defend, but they still recover. James gets a little bit of a blow. Trying to lead by example. Maybe just back it off a little.
Well, McNeil is so good taking the ball to the basket. Obviously a terrific defender, but a courageous driver to the basket.
You're after the officials too, huh? Oh, goodness.
Steamroll. Wesley Matthews. 8th turnover committed by Wisconsin. Just the first foul on Butch, and only the 3rd team foul against the Badgers.
Now, if they replay this in the stands, the refs are going to need an attorney, or Steesma might. Yeah, pretty physical player, good shot blocker underneath.
6'11", 260, a junior out of Randolph, Wisconsin, where he played on 3 Division IV state championship teams.
I think he got a piece of that too, Sean.
And then Krabenhoff cleared, and now Trayvon Hughes trying to set up the Badgers swing offense. Krabenhoff, the lengthy miss.
Good box outs by Marquette.
And Kubion led the break. He has it back. He's out of control, and he got fouled.
That's one area where I think Wisconsin can be a little bit vulnerable. That's in transition defense. They do not run back as well right now as I think they're capable of. Florida State really exploited that, although Florida State got beat by 15 up in Madison.
Yeah, it's interesting. You have all this speed on Marquette, and I think they're misusing it. You know, you don't have to go in overdrive all the time. Just back it off a little hesitation, and be patient on the reversal.
Foul on Krabenhoff, his first. Saw Dominique James. He's 1 for 5 from the floor. Their other two brilliant sophomore guards, McNeil and Matthews, a combined 2 for 11. As a trio, they're 3 for 16. And when that happens, Marquette is going to be trailing.
Gullickson, another big body out there. That's too easy.
But James could not score underneath.
The big guy again, looming there, getting a little action.
Steensmith's done a nice job. He's been a presence on the offensive end, and defensively he has blocked and changed a lot of shots. Now here's where he's a very good passer.
That's a great little screen on the box. You get it to the elbow. Gorgeous look.
By Steensmith. Ryan talked about what a good job their big men do of passing. Basically, they have 5 men who are sharing the minutes among the bigs very unselfishly. Bo Ryan said those 5 just asked, what do you want me to do, coach?
And this is the play they ran earlier, getting Hayward to the block. Too much dribble.
Yep. By McNeil. Matthews with 10 on the shot clock, wide open from the free throw line, and finally the guards get one to go. Wesley Matthews, the sophomore, Mr. Basketball in Wisconsin, out of Madison Memorial, where he won a state championship as a senior. And a steal by Matthews. Has help with him. Powers to the bucket and got fouled by Gullickson.
Seldom do you see a sloppy pass on the perimeter with Wisconsin, but one of these plays leads to an open floor opportunity.
This is the legend of Muhammad Ali. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Tonight on ESPN.
Ali means to rap what he meant to boxing.
He was the braggadocious
swagger.
He was the rhyme.
Execution.
Hip hop is Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali is hip hop.
Rhyme, reason, respect. Ali Rap premieres tonight at 9 on ESPN. Presented by Kay Jewelers.
Where do you go for tools? How about under the tree? Check out the Craftsman Locking Flex Ratcheting Wrench Set. Yep, it's a mouthful. But for fast work and tight spots, nothing's better. If you want it, ask for it. Craftsman at Sears.
You've been looking forward to a celebration this big all year. It's time to indulge in Red Lobster's Big Seafood Festival, a feast we're preparing with new combinations of our biggest, most indulgent seafood, like succulent rock lobster tail and king crab with decadent jumbo shrimp scampi. Or try a combination of 3 of your jumbo shrimp favorites. The bigger the seafood, the bigger the celebration. So come in and feast before it's over. Only at Red Lobster.
Find the perfect gift at Zale's biggest sale of the year, now through Sunday. Save up to an extra 15% off everything store-wide. Find the perfect gift at Zale's, the Diamond Store.
I gotta run.
Bye, Dad. Bye, honey.
The 2007 Lincoln MKZ with a powerful new 3.5-liter engine and available all-wheel drive.
Hey, Grace, any phone calls?
A driving experience so exciting, it makes every commute a dream.
Morning, Mr. Johnson.
Grace?
Hi, boss.
Johnson? My dream, to have the best office in town.
Hey, boss. Want to play catch?
I can take an early lunch.
Life's calling. Where to next?
I'm Reese Davis. Coming up on the UPS halftime report, Bob Knight appears to be well on his way to a gentlemanly agreement to pass Adolph Rupp on the all-time wins list. Another battle of highly ranked teams is underway. UCLA and Texas A&M squaring off, and a rivalry that went right down to the end between Indiana and Kentucky. We'll show you how the Cats and the Hoosiers made out when we come back. Hubert Davis, Lynn Elmore will join me, Sean.
All right, that is a distinguished cast indeed. We'll look forward to it. here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, with a 4-point lead over its in-state rival Marquette.
I can't remember a time when I've seen Wisconsin turn the ball over this much, and you rarely see them turn it over in a live ball situation where the opponent can take it the other way for an easy one.
You're absolutely right. I mean, they're so solid, basically fundamental on both ends of the floor.
9 turnovers committed by Wisconsin, turned into 9 Marquette points. The free throw capped the old-fashioned 3-point play for Wesley Matthews.
This is where they post different people. It's tough.
As you would say, Bill, a neck ball.
A neck ball leading to a jump ball, possession arrow. You know, it's very hard for guards to defend on the box. They're so uncomfortable, and it was a good pull of the string there by Bo to slip the point guard down on James.
We mentioned we were going to speak with Dwyane Wade. We had Dwyane actually on hold waiting to join us on the air. He needed to take an incoming call, said he'd get back to us. We haven't heard back from him yet. So we do hope to speak with Dwyane Wade for those of you who are hanging, waiting for the great star to join us.
That happens to you a lot, Rob. Bigger name on the other line when Sean McDonough is.
Jarrell McNeil called for an offensive foul. Tom Crean didn't like it. Tim Higgins shot Crean a look that got the coach to pipe down. Second foul now on Jarrell McNeil. An excellent defense by Hughes, who has impressed me, the freshman, in my first time watching him in person.
You know, Wade could have gotten another reward while he was waiting. Sports Illustrated Man of the Year. You never know who's calling. Best dressed.
50 most beautiful people. Narrowly edged me off that list.
You were under consideration. Box to box with Tucker, and they come late with the double.
Tucker gave it out to Landry. And the scrum. And it's Hayward.
Oh, bad pass.
Didn't get enough on it to get it to James, and it's stolen by that man Hughes again.
That's where you have to get it to a guard right out of the gate.
Ooh, another one.
Yep, there we go again. Greg Steamsma steamrolling another defender. His second foul. Jameel Lott took the hit. Bo Ryan didn't like that call.
See, that's funny. A lot of coaches don't like their big guys to get it that far from the floor, but they've had unbelievable success having people poised, make the entry pass, and not swing the arms.
Well, I think that foul was committed by virtue of the first one. The first one was a legit elbow. That one wasn't as big a deal. I mean, that was sold by the defender, and very intelligently so.
Spoken by a man who's thrown a few elbows, I might add.
Yeah, I'd like to throw a few right now.
Yeah. And Bill has bent a few.
In this town, it does happen.
6 team fouls on Wisconsin, so the bonus on the next. But we're down to 1:39 to go in the half.
Nice.
Kubion, strong to the basket, then missed a left-handed layup. Hughes the other way. Tucker. Taken off the floor by Matthews with the push.
Looked like he got fouled.
James for 3. Tapped out by Flowers. Now the Badgers look to break back.
Now this is Marquette's ball.
And Hughes called for a charge.
They've got to pull the string, Sean. You can't get into this kind of a game when you're so sound on the offensive end.
Well, you got to use in transition like that the free throw line as a stop sign. If Hughes stops at the free throw line, the entire floor would have opened up for him.
11 turnovers for Wisconsin. They average 11.9 per game. They've had nearly that many in less than a half. Hughes called for the foul.
And you can pull up for a short jumper. That's still a good shot because you've got rebounding coverage. But also, James would have to come out to you if you stopped at the free throw line.
First foul on Trayvon Hughes. He's out of St. John's Northwest Academy here in Wisconsin, originally from Queens, New York. He was also the quarterback of his high school football team last season and the league offensive player of the year. Matthews a miss. Under a minute to go in the half.
Too many tough shots for Marquette.
Space dribble. Just should have kicked it.
Grabenhoff defended tightly by Lott. Tucker. There's a flop. And then Tucker lost the ball out of bounds.
Good non-call as well.
This Wisconsin team, they are very proficient at feeding the post. The old bowling pass that Tom Davis made famous.
Bo Ryan long longtime coach at University of Wisconsin-Platteville, 15 years as a D3 power under Ryan. That's the alma mater of Dr. Tom Davis, and Bo Ryan says he's learned a lot about his basketball coaching and philosophy from Tom Davis, particularly about how to get after your players one moment and then pat them on the bat the next, and Bo certainly can do both. Jameel Watt finally finishes, and a foul, a chance to tie it up for Marquette.
Well, that's a tough sequence for Wisconsin. I thought it was goaltending initially, and then the offensive foul by Marquette, and now they get a three-point play out of it.
Yeah, Marquette fortunate they didn't get an offensive foul on Hayward there, but a nice job by Lott sticking with it and grabbing that offensive rebound and finishing the play. But you're right, Bill. I thought that was a goaltend as well. And actually, Wisconsin probably would have been better off if it were called. It would have saved them a foul and a three-point opportunity.
Landry called for the foul as first. Lott with a chance to tie it. 64% for the year from the line. And a clanger taken off the iron by Tucker, and Bo Ryan will use a timeout to set up what he hopes to be the final shot and score of the half.
Jay made the point earlier, Marquette is very fortunate, and they really have not played well. They think they've been too jacked up. They're in touch now, and this is a big halftime talk in preparation for Tom Crean, I think.
They haven't played well offensively. They played very well on the defensive end, because this Wisconsin team, just a couple possessions ago, we were shooting 50% in this game, but they turned it over 9 or 10 times.
That's killed them.
And I think Marquette's rebounding has been pretty solid against what I consider to be a better rebounding team in Wisconsin. Wisconsin can rebound the ball.
Wisconsin's turned it over 12 times, but Marquette has not capitalized. They've shot 31%. Tomorrow night, our Sunday showdown presented by Alltel Wireless, number 11 LSU against the Texas Longhorns. LSU 5-1, Texas 5-2. Big baby Glenn Davis averaging nearly a double-double, just under 20 points per game and just under 10 rebounds. That's the Sunday showdown tomorrow night, 8 Eastern Time on ESPN. What do you look for in this last possession of the half, the Badgers hope?
Well, out of a timeout, I think you have to watch first for a lob for Orlando Tucker. But they're going to try to get the ball to Tucker, I think, on the low box.
I would agree. And maybe some dribble drive from Taylor.
Taylor gave it to Flowers. Tucker the screen and roll. And the pull-up with 3 seconds to go. Chance for a heave from three-quarter court for Matthews, and he just missed. James struggled while Tucker was outstanding in the first half. The bucket with 3 seconds to go gives Orlando Tucker 13 points in the first half. Badgers with the lead at the break. Now Reese Davis in the studio with the UPS halftime report.
All right, Sean, Hubert Davis, Len Elmore here. Intense battle. Both teams seemed a little bit tight in the early going, probably a product of that rivalry. Orlando Tucker in double figures in the first half with 11 points. Can you feed him too much if you're Wisconsin?
Throw him the ball. I mean, he's a difference maker. I would throw him the ball. He's a difference maker for Wisconsin. Marquette cannot guard him out on the perimeter, down low on the post. The play for Wisconsin is to throw the ball to Tucker. They are double teaming him. If you want a high percentage shot in terms of wide open three-pointers or guys flashing into the lane, that is the play. They don't have a guy that can guard him, and on the offensive end, I think that's what Wisconsin needs to do.
Well, I think the size of Wisconsin is really bothering Marquette. Obviously, they're out rebounding them, and the shooting percentages, Marquette is shooting in the 30s, but you know, Wisconsin's doing a nice job of controlling the tempo, playing their game. When you're big and wide, you want to be able to play a half-court game. Marquette, when they can get in transition and they get some open opportunities, especially in the half-court when they have that weave out top, then they're going to be able to stay in this basketball game, which they were able to do the last couple of minutes, getting some good looks, converting some three-point plays.
So a three-point lead for the Badgers at halftime over Marquette. It's just one of the matchups between a couple of highly ranked teams. Number one team in the land is UCLA against Texas A&M, and the Bruins out and running early. Aaron Aflalo with the easy layup. Billy Gillespie's team being challenged now. They started off slowly with their schedule, played LSU, now they're playing UCLA.
Yeah, AC Laws really struggling from the field, struggle against LSU. They need him to play big, and Joseph Jones have to have a big game for Texas A&M.
Bucket for roll there very early between those two. Texas Texas Tech and Centenary. Bob Knight looking for victory number 877.
He's got it.
Are you calling the game at 10-0?
I guarantee it.
Darius Jackson got it, and then Martin Zeno going to the bucket. And if he didn't call it, you can call it when they go up 20, Lynn.
Well, again, it comes down to the fact that his team knows what this game means, and they're not letting go.
Charlie Burgess knocked down the 3. Knight on his way to number 877. That would pass Adolph Rupp on the men's all-time victory list, and just 2 behind the 879 victories held by Dean Smith. You can see if Knight can get number 878 against Arkansas on ESPN December 16th, and then a week later against Bucknell on ESPN2, perhaps would be the tying game, and then UNLV potential record breaker. Duke, a little bit of a challenge from the Cinderella from last year, and George Mason. The Blue Devils looking for an identity. We'll tell you what they should look for and whether they found it against the Patriots of George Mason, and Indiana and Kentucky. Deep tradition, heated rivalry, squaring off. Sampson's first taste.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lincoln. Reach higher.
Hey, what's up?
Wade.
I could use some help.
It's heavy.
Yes, it is. My dream is to leave the world a better place than I found it. Good job, buddy. Yo! Hey, Coach.
The new 2007 Lincoln Navigator with enough room for a basketball team. Life's going. Where to next?
Giving a gift from Jared can cause quite a stir.
Hey, everyone! He went to Jared.
He went to Jared.
He went to Jared.
He went to Jared.
You went to Jared.
Not every jewelry store gets this reaction, but nothing else is Jared. Jared's selection is truly extensive, built piece by piece to offer distinctiveness, attractive pricing, and style.
I went to Jared.
That's Jared, the one and only Galleria of Jewelry.
He went to Jared.
For starters, Rusty's gonna need 6 months of physical therapy. Such a good daddy. After meals, give him a signed Nolan Ryan baseball. Also, rub in this regulation size pool table. Now, this might require a travel package to an All-Star game.
All-Star.
I'm sorry.
The ESPN Visa Card. Earn points towards sports tickets, merchandise, and experiences you can only get through ESPN. You spend, you score.
This halftime report is delivered by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Wisconsin with a 28-25 lead over Marquette at halftime. Expect a little more fluid play in the second half. The nerves, the intensity of a rivalry game. Duke was trying to win its 48th straight non-conference home game against last year's Cinderella story, George Mason. Coach K, I love strategy. Josh McRoberts, the pick. DeMarcus Nelson would finish. Nelson had 8 in the first half. Duke up by 8. Under 4 minutes to go in the half. Greg Paulus fighting off, not feeling well, the sore foot, knocking down the 3. Duke had a double figures lead at halftime. DeMarcus Nelson had 24.
Yeah, he stepped up big tonight, and he's a guy, the difference maker. They need him to demand the basketball. He's the oldest guy on this team. He's healthy. They need him to step up on a consistent basis.
Well, DeMarcus Nelson is the expectation to be the leader on that team. But here's a young man, John Shire, the freshman, career high 18 points, most of them from downtown. He's the guy that will stretch defenses.
Those two guys combining for 42 of Duke's 69 16-point victory for the Blue Devils over the Patriots. Indiana and Kentucky, Saturday matinee. Those two teams playing in Rupp Arena. First meeting against the Hoosiers in Rupp since 1989. A lot of times that game's played in Freedom Hall. But Bobby Perry getting the look from Derek Jasper. Cats up by 6. Earl Calloway gets it from Jasper, but Jasper hustling and making the great defensive play, Hubert.
Yeah, they had a great defensive plan today. Both teams played well, but 5 of 36 combined from three-point range.
Lance Stemler gets off an off-balance 3 as the Hoosiers were desperately trying to tie it. Oh, Kelvin says go down by 5 to the Cats. Memphis and Ole Miss. John Calipari's team got ripped by Tennessee on Wednesday night. Jeremy Hunt knocks down the three. Then Hunt, not only from the outside lane, he can also penetrate, though Kareem Cooper has to clean up.
Well, this is an athletic team for John Calipari. They just got beat by Tennessee, who just shot the lights out against them.
Todd Abernathy hits the two. Ole Miss down just by a triple at the break, but there's Hunt. Memphis pushes it to an 11-point lead, and Joey Dorsey on the follow.
Well, again, Joey Dorsey, those are the points that you want him to get. 2 feet from the basket, rebounder, shot blocker.
Toledo and Kansas. Brandon Rush and the talented Jayhawks have had a couple of stumbles in the early going. Rush, see the three, beat the three. Kansas up by 8, but Keonta Howell knocked down the triple, and the Rockets hanging around in the second half. Darrell Arthur working inside for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, they were getting the ball inside, but the guy was Brandon Rush. He had 15 points, 5 of them from three-point range, so they've got a nice inside-outside combination.
68-58, Kansas getting the win. Orlando Tucker, 11 points in the first half and going strong to the rim. 28-25, Badgers up by 3.
UPS, covering more ground faster than ever.
After you.
Oh, thanks.
Have a nice day.
UPS, covering more ground faster than ever.
This holiday season, leave the perfect hint for your wish list. Dreams come true during the Lincoln Mercury Wish List event, featuring the redesigned 2007 Lincoln Navigator. The SUV that started it all is once again making its presence known. Find the ultimate holiday gift from the newest family of luxury vehicles during the Lincoln Mercury Wish List event.
Talladega Nights is the must-own DVD of the year.
Won the Academy Award. Oh, for what? For best movie ever made.
I'd love to sign your baby. You're not going to want to wash that forehead.
You can't have 2 number 1s.
You can. That makes 11.
Talladega Nights on DVD and Blu-ray December 12th.
Stuck in the middle with you. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
Introducing Wendy's Double Melt. In the middle of 2 hot and juicy fresh ground beef patties is a slice of pepper jack, cheddar sauce, bacon, and jalapenos. And now with every Double Melt, receive $1 on a reloadable gift card.
Oh, that's okay. I like the middle.
For flavor where it counts, do what tastes right.
Find the perfect gift at Sale's biggest sale of the year, now through Sunday. Save up to an extra 15% off everything store-wide. Find the perfect gift at Zales, the Diamond Store.
Paula Sela is a real Geico customer, not an actor. So to help tell her story, we hired that announcer guy from the movies.
When the storm hit, both our cars were totally underwater.
In a world where both of our cars were totally underwater,
We thought it would take forever to get some help.
but a new wind was about to blow.
With Geico, we had our check in 2 days.
Payback. This time, it's for real.
Geico. Real service, real savings.
This halftime report is delivered by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Who will join the elite Heisman fraternity? College football's top individual honor will be awarded tonight. Is it a coronation ceremony for Ohio State's Troy Smith? Or can Brady Quinn of Notre Dame and Darren McFadden of Arkansas add a little intrigue? We'll see tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Big Ten's going to get a Heisman tonight. Big Ten versus the Big East. Gary Claxton at 28 for Penn State.
Well, Claxton, terrific in the paint, terrific offensive rebound. If Penn State is going to be a spoiler in the Big Ten, they got to rely on him.
Penn State had a 10-point lead, 1 point in the game. With Penn State turnover, Eugene Hartley hitting the layup, and the Pirates down by just a deuce. Harvey finding Larry Davis. Seton Hall taking the lead, under a minute to go in this game. Seton Hall trying to pull off the victory. Georgetown and Oral Roberts, G-Town getting the 15-point victory, and a pair of matchups between the Thompson boys and the Sutton boys, right?
Well, Roy Hibbert finally showing up 23 points against a good Oral Roberts team that beat Kansas in Lawrence earlier this season.
Missouri and Purdue, that game's tied at 39 there at halftime. Missouri under Mike Anderson in his first year, still unbeaten so far. Arkansas, Little Rock, and Minnesota. But it just keeps getting worse for the Gophers. Already dismissed Dan Munson. Jim Molinari taking over as coach, and Arkansas Little Rock goes into the Gophers' place. They win it 67-66. Wesley Matthews of Marquette making a defensive play there, trying to get the Golden Eagles going. They have a little work to do in the second half, down by 3.
How can I tell you that I love you? I love you. I long to tell you that I'm always thinking of you. I'm always thinking of you. But I can't think of right words to say.
You may not realize it, but there's a source of renewable energy right in your neighborhood, and you're helping to power it. Today, Waste Management is using the resources at our disposal to create energy from waste. Enough green energy to power over 1 million homes. From everyday collection to environmental protection, think green, think Waste Management.
Today, I earn rewards points wicked fast with my City Premier Pass credit card, and I do it blindfolded. First, I buy my tickets.
Which airline?
Any. I earn points on all the airplanes. Notice that I earn points for the miles I'm flying. Mind you, I'm still blindfolded.
Don't forget the airline still gives you your frequent flyer miles.
The City Premier Pass credit card is the fastest way to earn rewards points. Rewarding. Very, very, very.
The area's largest GM new car dealer also has the largest selection of pre-owned GM certified. Stop into Denoyer Chevrolet and find out why the only way to buy is GM certified. Everything from the exhaust system to cup holders is inspected. If the vehicle doesn't pass, it isn't certified. Period.
Choose from our giant selection of GM certified pre-owned vehicles for great deals like all-wheel drive Chevy Equinoxes from just $15,950.
Come down to Denoyer Chevrolet and find out why.
It's a great day at Denoyer Chevrolet.
Hey, Frankie, what are you doing?
We're getting ready for my Uncle Sal's birthday party tonight.
Sal's birthday? I didn't get my invitation.
You weren't invited, knucklehead. The family's taking him out to Delmonico's.
Delmonico's does birthdays?
Like no other. They got the singing waiters, the best atmosphere, great desserts.
Don't forget about that pound-and-a-half steak.
It's the best deal in town.
Delmonico's for birthdays. I'm going to remember that.
Forget about it. You don't remember nothing.
24-ounce steak. No way I forget Delmonico's.
We'll travel.
Sean McDonough with Bill Raftery and Jay Billis back at the Bradley Center. Just when you thought Jay Billis's head couldn't get any bigger, we have these cutouts. Welcome back.
I thought they weren't allowed any obscene signs in here. My red nose is because of the cold weather.
I know Tom Crean for sure hopes the basket looks a little bit bigger than usual to his team in the second half. Marquette shot very poorly in that first half.
They did. They didn't execute offensively, but I thought their defense was pretty good, holding a very good Wisconsin team to only 28 points in the first half. They've got to get a better handle on Alondo Tucker. He was 6 of 10 in that first half for 13 points.
You know, I would think Wisconsin, if they play slower, it's going to be to their advantage. Don't get into the up and down, the woo-woo basketball, play some half court. I think Marquette's just got to relax, tone it down a little bit, Sean.
Wisconsin shot 45%. The turnovers hurt them. They committed 12. The edge, as you would expect, in the paint to the Badgers. And the Marquette starting guards, Dominic James, Jarrell McNeil, Wesley Matthews, as you saw, combined 5 for 23.
I knew Manny and Mo were. I wasn't sure who Curley was. Nice back screen.
And the pass too high. 13th turnover as Chappell did not connect with Tucker. Here's Dominique James for Marquette with Dan Fitzgerald, Ousmane Barrow, Jarrell McNeil, and Wesley Matthews. Matthews with the ball now for the Golden Eagles. Barrow's pass deflected up off the rim by Butch. Tucker ahead of the field.
Whew. What an outlet. And the elevation it sent it in. And Marquette ran some nice stuff and had an open receiver. Unfortunately, a bad pass.
Well, you got to be stronger with the ball. This is a big Wisconsin team. They're physical, and they always seem to keep their hands up and get a deflection in a passing lane.
Matthews guarded by Tucker. Fitzgerald crashed the board and kept it alive for a moment, but it wound up with Cameron Taylor. Taylor with Michael Flowers, the starting backcourt for the second half for Wisconsin, with Jason Chappell, Brian Butch, and Orlando Tucker. Chappell passed out. And Taylor's jumper wouldn't go. A foul on the rebounding action on Brian Butch.
They do a nice job loading up. Brian Butch unfortunately caught. But here's a great dive to the rim and just an inadvertent pass leading to an easy deuce at the other end by one of the better performers in the country.
Did you notice on the other end when Wisconsin had the ball in that last possession, when Jason Chappell came off that little flex cut, how big he gets in there and calls for the ball? That's one thing Wisconsin does so well. They post hard, get the ball inside, and then kick it out, making the defense really have to work.
And he's a good passer. And Fitzgerald having trouble getting untracked. Zip in the first, and he's got to contribute for this team, Sean.
They travel. Fitzgerald, a junior from St. Paul, Minnesota. Played 1 year at Tulane, then transferred to Marquette in his second year playing here. Chappell makes himself big inside again. He's 6'10", 245 pounds. He has 4 points, and the lead back up to 7 for Wisconsin. Their largest lead was 8 in the first half.
Just went right into Ousmane Barrow's chest, knocked him back, and created the space.
And as McNeil drove, a foul called by Ed Hightower.
Maybe Taylor there with a little small change on the bounce. They have to create offense in the low box with the dribble. That's awfully difficult against a terrific defensive team.
First foul on Taylor. Second here in the half for Wisconsin. James ripped the ball away and finally gets the ball to roll in. He was 1 for 8 from the floor before that one found the mark. 4 points for the sophomore.
What a tough kid.
Wisconsin getting killed on out of bounds underneath.
Tucker missed. Chappell had his fingers on the rebound but couldn't control it. Then Barrow.
Offense underneath.
Yeah. He hit Flowers with an elbow. Timmy Higgins a little slow with the whistle, but
well, he should have swallowed it. That was, with all the elbows that have flown in this game, that's a guy who's trying to protect the ball after grabbing a rebound. If you don't want to get an elbow, don't go after a rebound once it's grabbed. They're reaching in. Guys reach in on both sides. The big guys have to be allowed to protect the ball.
And that's a big call because it's also the 4th foul on Ousmane Barrow. Talking last night with Jason Rabideau, Tom Crean's assistant, said Barrow's been their most improved player. A young man who has not played a lot of basketball in his life. Coming from Senegal, there's a 3 for Cameron Taylor. He led all scores in this battle last year. He had 18 points against Marquette up in Madison in the Badgers win. 8-point lead for Wisconsin, matching their largest, and Tom Crean is called for a timeout.
NCAA Women's Basketball Championship coming in March.
Hey, want a Bud Light?
Yeah.
Whoa. Rubber floors. Just had them installed. Now we'll never break a Bud Light. Oh, nice. Remote.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it. Too much bounce.
Baby.
I'm Stephanie Acerno, and this is my story. I come to people's homes and I wrap their Christmas and Hanukkah presents for them. People will call me up, can you come over? And it'll be Christmas Eve. And I'm smiling and singing Christmas carols. I want to make their holiday look good. I have arthritis in my back. I sit for long periods of times hunched over. It's a real strain. No one wants to see a holiday grimace. I take a leave. Later, I'm just not in pain, and then I go, oh, that leave, it worked again. The real reward is that at the end of it, I'm still smiling. That's the best part for me.
Puerto Rico. Explore beyond the shore. At Fred Meyer and Littman Jewelers, this 1-carat total weight diamond journey pendant is $700. But during our 3-day sale, save over $400 and pay just $299.
For all those special times.
Fred Meyer and Littman Jewelers.
You guys have to try Friday nights with my best friends. We just have one rule. Everyone orders something different.
Better than good. Try Olive Garden's new chicken Roma, layered with Italian cheeses and fresh Roma tomatoes. Or try our new Asiago chicken at Olive Garden.
Wisconsin leads by 8, matching the Badgers' largest lead of the ballgame. 17 and a half to go here in downtown Milwaukee tonight. In New York, the best player in college football will be honored. The Heisman Trophy presentation presented by Nissan. 8 p.m. tonight right here on ESPN, followed by the premiere of Ali Rapp. Troy Smith, the favorite. Brady Quinn and Darren McFadden have also made the trip. Of course, Tom Crean married into one of the premier football families in this country. His beautiful wife, Joni, is the sister of Jim Harbaugh, the terrific quarterback, and now an outstanding coach at the University of San Diego. John Harbaugh, Jim and Joni's brother, special teams coach with the Philadelphia Eagles and a hot head coaching prospect at the moment. And Jack Harbaugh, the dad, won a national championship at Western Kentucky in Division I AA as the head coach. Dominique James with 6 points now.
And Joni knows her hoops, too, when you talk to her. You love to score off the timeout. Here's that matchup zone now. Wisconsin's had trouble against a couple of zones. Look at this. Now with a guy like Tucker.
Orlando Tucker doing it all for Wisconsin. He has 17 points, his season high 26, and that was in their loss to Missouri State. The answer at the other end by James, who's starting to find the mark. Little frisky on the reach-in. Out of bounds. Last touch by James. The Badgers wanted a reach-in foul against Dominique.
Orlando Tucker on that drive against the zone. Brian Butch did a really good job of screening off Lott so he couldn't get down to cut off that baseline. That's where the size of this Wisconsin team can really wear on you.
Looks like straight-up man now, Sean.
Clark Hayward, as you saw, checked back in for the Golden Eagles. 16 and a half minutes to go. Wisconsin by 6. Chappell quickly into Butch. Lott bodying up on him. Barrow out of the ballgame for Marquette with 4 fouls. And as a result, perhaps, Wisconsin continues to have its way inside. They could not convert. The lob too high for James from McNeil.
4-on-1. You've got to get something simple when you're behind. I know it can electrify and excite. Right now they need baskets.
Yeah, throwing a lob to a 5'11" guy, no matter how big his vertical is not the right play.
$13 turnovers apiece now. Trayvon Hughes returns for the Badgers.
You know, one of the problems with that kind of play, Bill, is it kind of takes the air out of your team. It's a little bit of a deflating play to work that hard. You know, essentially dodge a bullet on the offensive glass, bring it down, and then pitch it away.
Blow it, really. Back to that 2-3 again.
Orlando Tucker's gone to the bench for a brief breather for Bo Ryan. Flowers to Krabenhoff. Now inside Marcus Landry, and he got bodied up and fouled by Jameel Lott.
Yeah, they're good at getting it inside.
Second foul on Lott. Second on the team, and a timeout.
College football's heroes of the past welcome a new member to their exclusive club. Tonight, One college football player will transcend greatness and become a legend. Will it be the Buckeye senior leading the nation's top team? Notre Dame's prolific passer? Or the sensational sophomore from Arkansas? The Heisman Trophy presentation, presented by Nissan, tonight at 8 on ESPN, followed by Ali Rapp.
Giving a gift from Jared can cause quite a stir.
Hey everyone! He went to Jared. He went to Jared. He went to Jared.
He went to Jared.
You went to Jared. Not every jewelry store gets this reaction, but nothing else is Jared. Jared's selection is truly extensive, built piece by piece to offer distinctiveness, attractive pricing, and style.
I went to Jared.
That's Jared, the one and only Galleria of Jewelry.
He went to Jared.
The Philips Norelco Smart Touch XL adjusts to your face for a closer shave with 50% more shaving surface and 3 shaving rings in each shaving head. Philips Norelco, the world's best-selling electric shaver. Simplicity is making every stroke count.
Y'all ready to order? And y'all ready to check me out in the amazing picture clarity of DirecTV HD? It's broadcast in 1080i. I totally don't know what that means, but I want it.
For the best in HD, get DirecTV.
Ordinary toothbrushes can't stand up to it. Oral-B Triumph. Triumph is the first brush with an onboard computer and a floss action brush head to power clean deep between teeth. It helps reverse gingivitis, and it helps give you healthier gums and noticeably cleaner teeth by your next checkup. Get a smile you can feel triumphant about. Oral-B Triumph. Brush like a dentist.
We're back inside the Bradley Center. Sean McDonough with Jay Billis and the star of Dude, Where's My Car Part 2, Bill Raftery. The star of this ball game is Orlando Tucker.
Orlando Tucker, so athletic and so good off the dribble. He's 8 for 14 for 17 points thus far in the game and has almost been the entire offense for this Badger team.
And he's great at using the glass, whether it's a spin with some English or the little side jumper.
Needs just 308 points. Trouble getting it in at a timeout called by Wisconsin. Tucker needs 308 points the rest of this season, which he should get easily on this pace, to become the second player in Wisconsin history to reach 2,000. Michael Finley, the other. He completed his brilliant career at Madison with 2,147 points. Tucker, the best team leader that Bo Ryan says he has coached. Young man who grew up in tough circumstances in Lockport, Illinois, remembers seeing gang shootings and slayings right outside his house. One time a bullet coming into his house. Says he'd like to someday, after a career in the NBA, build a community center back in his hometown to help those who are in similar circumstances to that which he endured when he was a young boy.
Orlando Tucker may not be a great shooter or classified as such, but he's one of those guys that just knows how to get the ball into the basket.
And you mentioned leader. Devin Harris was a guy that just played. He was certainly a great talent. Tucker, a little more outspoken.
Landry, the leaner. Now, how do you think his wife is going to feel? Landry's wife, who's a basketball player on the Marquette women's team. I mean, he's doing a lot of damage to her school's men's team right now.
Well, I guess he's going to TV dinners, I guess. Which we're all used to.
Lead back to 8 for Wisconsin. James, a runner that wouldn't go. Bodies fly again and a foul, either on Lott or Matthews, as they combine to knock down Krabenhoff.
Trying to out-jump on a jump shot is very tough. Getting that lane a little bit too deep. Got to have some alternate plans.
Yeah, that's where his middle game has improved greatly, but when he beats you off the dribble, trying to score over this big Wisconsin defense, that is a tall order.
2 fouls now on Wesley Matthews of Marquette.
They really keep the floor spread nicely, don't they?
And they run that baseline too, hide and seek below with Flowers, who can offensive rebound as well.
Tough runner, and it goes for Taylor.
They're picking the zone apart. Even though it is zone, you got to match up. You can't let the guy turn the corner that easily.
And plus, you're giving a very good passing team complete vision. They move it from side to side, make that defense move, and then pick you apart.
McNeil dished it to the wing. Hayward couldn't get the three to fall. And a nice rebound in traffic by the 6'2 Flowers.
And see what they're doing now. They're going to get it over. They know they can run their offense and usually a touch low.
David Kubian getting ready to check back in for Marquette. Blocked by McNeil as he rejected Krabbenhoff. James blocking foul called against Wisconsin on the baseline. It's against Michael Flowers. There's Kubian getting ready to come back in. Second foul committed by Flowers.
As a coach, you got to love that defense, though. I mean, even though it's against him, great support on the baseline drive.
Wisconsin's rotations have really improved after the first quarter of this ball game when they weren't very good, and they have gotten very good in the second half.
McNeil pulls it out. He was a member of the all-rookie team in the Big East last year along with Dominic James, and Matthews badgered on the dribble and fouled. It's on Flowers. Foul trouble blooming for him. 3.
You know, when you dribble the ball, everybody has vision and in position. When you pass the ball, you have to force adjustments. And Marquette's not able to do that because of I think, just bouncing it too much.
Despite the coaching that we saw yesterday, coaches imploring the team to reverse the basketball, keep it moving.
This is a good play.
And Fitzgerald gets the shot to drop. His first points. Crowd out of it, so electric at the start, but Wisconsin has lulled the Golden Eagles fans to sleep.
You know what took them out of it a little bit was that lob play they couldn't complete.
Yep. And a foul called as the ball went into Tucker along the side of the lane. He was double teamed and hit hard.
You mentioned practice yesterday. I just think they do a great job with your screening and getting themselves set. Here, you just slip to the box or reload as they reset, and just a nice easy basket. I mean, it looks simple, but maybe to do it early on, you can always settle for the dribble drive late.
3 fouls now on Jarrell McNeil. 4 team fouls on Marquette here in the second half. James tipped that into the backcourt.
Good call.
Did it hit Wisconsin? Yes, it did. Hit Cameron Taylor on the way out of bounds. It'll be Marquette basketball.
Boy, can Dominique James get off the floor.
Should we reconsider that lob, maybe? Right here, great
with
call.
Tom Crean yesterday. The first thing he said about James was he is an incredible athlete.
Oh, steps, goodness.
Too much of a hurry.
Yep.
Catch, face the defense, and read it.
By the way, Ted Hillary got that double tick. I mean, guy's still on top of his game.
Maybe he can help you find your car.
That's for another night.
Tucker lost it. Looked around, expecting a whistle. James guarded by Hughes, and they call James for the foul. The crowd thought it was a flop by Hughes. It's the first foul on Dominic James and the 15th foul against Marquette. We're at the sold-out Bradley Center, 113th meeting all-time in this in-state rival. The Dairy State Showdown. Wisconsin and Marquette. Home team has won the last 5, but it's the visiting Badgers leading by 8 here in downtown Milwaukee as we come down here. 13 minutes to go. The crowd thought the flop should have gone the other way when James went flying and did not get the call. And now a foul on McNeil, his 4th, and he had to be held back by Wesley Matthews from going after Ed Hightower and getting a technical that would send him out of the ballgame.
They got to settle down. No question about it. A good sub here. Tom Crean trying to calm him down. I can't believe the defensive position trying to stay with James on the other end. And the leg work and the balance that you must maintain to draw that charge is extraordinary.
So McNeil to the bench with 4 fouls. Barrow's been on the pine for a while for Marquette with 4. Tucker shut off by Matthews. Butch had to go off his feet. He was trying to get the ball in, get a timeout. And it's a held ball, says Tim Higgins. It'll go over to Marquette.
Now they got to make it an ugly game right now, Marquette. I think they got to knock it loose, scrap, get on top of it. And Bo not happy with his guys there. He wants the ball passed. He doesn't feel they're doing that.
Well, neither team really moving the ball and moving the defense. But there is a long way to go in this. If you can drill a shot or two,
you're right
we
there.
got a completely different game.
Matthews with James, Fitzgerald, Hayward, and Kubayan on the floor for Tom Crean. 12 to shoot. Under 12 and a half minutes to go. Fitzgerald strong. Hayward.
What a great call from the bench. The high five, pick and roll, and terrific read by Fitzgerald.
Here comes the crowd again. Taylor trying to turn James. Couldn't get away. Tough contested shot. Rebound Hayward. Kubayan. Hayward. The tip by Matthews and the rebound Tucker. Another opportunity for Marquette to keep momentum, get closer, keep the crowd in it. They squander it, and Tucker answers at the other end for the Badgers.
How about that first step? Gorgeous, blow by. That's amazing, Sean.
Lightning.
19 for Tucker. That's his average. Fitzgerald misses a three. Ticking down to 11 minutes to go. Hughes fouled by Hayward. He went right around Fitzgerald.
What a great hesitation move by Hughes.
Terrific handle.
Well, the crowd was fully engaged, and Marquette an empty trip. And Tucker says, pipe down, Golden Eagle fans.
Got pop.
Get any new Jeep vehicle like the new Wrangler Unlimited equipped with a Sirius satellite radio, and you'll get a 12-month subscription to the best radio on radio.
Now I'm gonna try Hurricane.
Show off. For starters, Rusty's gonna need 6 months of physical therapy. Such a good daddy. After meals, give him a signed Nolan Ryan baseball. Also, rub in this regulation size pool table. Now, this might require a travel package to an All-Star game.
All-Star.
I'm sorry.
The ESPN Visa Card. Earn points towards sports tickets, merchandise, and experiences you can only get through ESPN. You spend, you...
Welcome to Ronnie's Harley-Davidson, Berkshire County's only authorized Harley-Davidson dealer. We have a great selection of new and pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles backed by a factory-trained service department, a full line of genuine Harley-Davidson motor parts, accessories, and motor clothes apparel. So who do we sell fun to?
I'm a contractor, and this is my Harley.
We're retired. This is our Harley.
I am Ronnie, and this is one of my Harleys.
Ronnie's Harley-Davidson in Pittsfield, where we sell fun to everyone.
Well, you must have been very good this year. Hey, folks, Tom Park, if you sell a Ford in East Greenbush, the way Billy's pricing these vehicles, everybody must be good, because you can drive off in a brand new 500 for as little as $21,900. And that's only an example. Whatever you're looking for, new car, pre-owned, truck, van, SUV. We have 29 different lenders. Don't prejudge your credit. Have a huge holiday season. And get here, folks, because if you sell a Ford in East Greenbush, it is yeah.
Filter.
11 minutes to go. Wisconsin with an 8-point lead. The Badgers 19-12 a year ago. 9-7 in the Big Ten for fourth place, but with 10 of their top 11 players back. Bo Ryan's team picked second in this year's preseason Big Ten poll behind Ohio State. They seem to have a lot of the parts to have a big year.
They don't go away either. Both ends of the floor, they're so sound. They haven't gotten rattled. Poise, you mentioned he's had 4 NCAA championships. 3?
No, 4.
Okay.
Division III level. Trayvon Hughes makes the free throw, his first point. He's been active on both ends of the floor. 4 rebounds, a couple of steals. Just his 7th and 8th free throws of the season. He's now 6 out of 8 from the line. The lead back up to 10, under 11 minutes to go.
Wisconsin basically, great steal by Hughes. He's had some game.
Nice hustle.
Matthews stripped it back and knocked it out of bounds.
Very feisty performance there. You can't reveal the basketball against Wisconsin. They are just in position with their feet. And how about that recovery, Jake?
Well, Wesley Matthews not giving up, showing the speed his mother has. Pam Moore, track star, Wisconsin.
And she won 11 Big Ten titles in track during her career. 2 times an All-American. Pam Moore, Wesley Matthews' mom, recently inducted in the University of Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame. We mentioned, despite the heritage in Madison at the University of Wisconsin, he chose, did Wesley Matthews, to come to Marquette. He said, I grew up neutral in this rivalry. Deep 3. James, another miss.
And they let him know when he played up there, though.
Oh, yeah. Krabenhoff, the healthy pick of James, and then Butch could not handle it on the low block. The
Sean,
17th turnover.
Do you remember the conversation we had with Bo yesterday in the car coming up about assist to turnover ratio? I do. It was early in the day. But he said, well, we do reinforce it, and he is shaken, I think, by their inability to handle the basketball.
Despite the unusually high number of turnovers, the 10-point lead. Fitzgerald, short arm that one. Hayward has been outstanding off the bench. You mentioned Jason Rabideau, the assistant coach of Marquette, said he could be a starter by the time the conference season begins, and you can understand why watching Lazar Hayward play today.
Well, he's athletic, and boy, can he shoot it from deep.
3 points and 6 rebounds, and counted at the other end for Joe Krabenhoff.
You had mentioned earlier, Jay, the ability to screen off. Butch does a great job, and Krabenhoff likes to stick his nose in here. Now, Butch just circles Fitzgerald out of the play, and the little scrape and bump and the ability to knock it down.
Second foul on Hayward.
That's also a freshman mistake by Hayward, giving up the baseline. That was way too easy. Krabenhoff, such a good passer, so fundamentally sound. And he's also an enforcer out on the floor, so physical.
On the Big Ten all-freshman team last season when he averaged 3.5 points and 4 rebounds per game. Former Gatorade State Player of the Year in South Dakota. Wisconsin 3 out of 8 from the line now with the Krabenhoff miss.
Now look at the show here, and they got the switch they want.
James bounces to the bucket. Count the foul, count the basket and the foul. He'll go to the line with a chance for a 3-point play.
Pretty good poise behind the screen, wasn't it? Split the defense.
Just bounces off people. Krabenhoff did a nice job of hedging hard, but he allowed him to split it. Landry comes over to try to take the charge, and James just elevates over him and bounces right off.
Second foul on Landry, 5th team foul. This is definitely an area where James could improve. Free throw shooting, only 64% last season as a freshman, 64 again this year. He made it. He has 11. And Marquette within 7, 9:20 to go. Tucker alone underneath.
Wow, that's a rookie mistake. Nobody covered the basket. And Czar's got to be the guy on the wing to get down there.
Approaching 9 minutes to go. If you're Tom Crean, would you consider getting McNeil and Barrow back into this ballgame with their 4 fouls apiece?
They may be waiting for that next time out. Yes, now.
Landry swatted the shot of James.
Marquette's drives have been all off of one pass. They need to move the ball from side to side, reverse it, and then attack off the dribble so they can attack a closeout.
We mentioned last year Wisconsin went 19 and 12, but at one point they were 14 and 2. Then they were without Landry and Steamser in the second semester for academic eligibility issues. Nice block again by Landry.
We are seeing all-out hustle.
You can see how important Landry is. I mean, they went 5 and 10 without he and Steamser at the end of last season.
Well, he just never gave up on that play.
And a terrific athlete as well. Great hustle play by Wesley Matthews. Kubion out ahead. Tries to use the rim, but Landry blocked that shot with his left hand. And stylish glasses, too.
I thought he should have extended with the layup on the same side, but I think the defensive maneuver was just extraordinary.
I like to see a guard take the ball in, square up, maybe give a shot fake and let the defense fly by, then try to get the three-point play.
Mentioned earlier, Marcus Landry's brother, Carl, a terrific player at Purdue. Big reason why they have high expectations this year. And their sister, Shanita, plays at Temple for Don Staley's Lady Owls.
Tough match over here if he backs him down. Let's see if he does. Nice hands. It's off of Tucker. I think he should have given up and gone right to the box.
Gone right into the post.
Right.
He essentially posted him up out on the wing. But then he tried to put the ball down between his legs here, and that's when you're really giving the advantage to Kubian, who is strong, has very good hands, and is solid defensively.
He becomes the king once you put it on the deck.
Well, McNeil is back in the ball game now for Marquette, playing with 4 fouls. James, again, a lot of dribbling out to Hayward, an open 3. Kubian got away with it. McNeil foul from behind by Taylor.
Well, they don't lack effort. I'll give Marquette that. They're not totally on their game, but intense.
For a team that is so perimeter-oriented, Marquette is not a good three-point shooting team. They're down by 9.
Find the perfect gift at Sale's biggest sale of the year, now through Sunday. Save up to an extra 15% off everything store-wide. Find the perfect gift at Zales, the Diamond Store.
Whatever it is, you can get it on eBay.
Get any new Jeep vehicle like the new Wrangler Unlimited, equipped with a Sirius satellite radio, and you'll get a 12-month subscription to the best radio on radio.
Now I'm going to try Hurricane.
Show off.
You've been looking forward to a celebration this big all year. It's time to indulge in Red Lobster's Big Seafood Festival, a feast we're preparing with new combinations of our biggest, most indulgent seafood, like succulent rock lobster tail and king crab with decadent jumbo shrimp scampi. Or try a combination of 3 of your jumbo shrimp favorites. The bigger the seafood, the bigger the celebration. So come in and feast before it's over. Only at Red Lobster.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by the all-new 2007 Wrangler Unlimited, a new species from Jeep, and Red Lobster. It's the year's biggest seafood celebration. Red Lobster's Big Seafood Festival, going on now.
Texas A&M taking on UCLA. End of the first half. Darren Collison
gets it away.
Just beats the buzzer, and the Bruins, ranked number 1 in the land, with a 6-point lead on the Aggies at the break. Coming up as soon as we're done, we'll take you to the championship subdivision of NCAA Division I football. Youngstown State, Appalachian State. That's coming up next.
And the winner of that football game will play the University of Massachusetts Minutemen for the Division I AA National Championship Friday in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Congratulations to Coach Brown and the Minutemen on that big win at Montana last night.
How can they have a playoff? That's ridiculous. The kids missing all that school. It's impossible.
You notice how he brightens up with anything pertaining to Massachusetts. You ought to run for Congress up there.
Jarrell McNeil missed the free throw. Then nobody would be here to keep you two out of trouble. It's my own effort at public service. Oh boy, they can't afford to have that happen. 2 misses by McNeil, a 67% free throw shooter. Both teams bad from the line. Marquette 3 out of 7. Wisconsin 3 for 8. Considering how many fouls there have been in the game, there haven't been a lot of free throw attempts.
And they're running their swing now. A little late with the help. Nice lob. Tucker does it all. Landry accommodates.
10 points from Marcus Landry, well above his season average of 4 a game coming in.
Wisconsin really makes every player on the floor play post defense, and you're going to find a weak defender sooner or later.
Just uncomfortable for a lot of people.
This is the largest lead now for the Badgers, and Hughes nearly had the steal, then got a bit greedy and got called for the foul on the reach in on McNeil.
When you have a good college player, they really understand what pass to make. Here we got this. We're going to have a front down in here. And Tucker, no wasted movement, no dribble. Makes everybody stay honest.
Yeah, Fitzgerald just got out of position there. He should have stayed in the middle of the lane, and having him in the middle on help side defense probably would have discouraged that pass from the beginning. And if you discourage a pass, it's just as good as denying it.
So here comes Ousmane Barrow back into the ball game with 4 fouls. McNeil made the front end of the 1-and-1. Foul on Hughes was the 8th team foul against Wisconsin here in the second half. McNeil 1 out of 5 from the floor. James is 5 out of 15. Matthews 3 for 11. They are the 3 stars for Marquette. That 3-guard look. They've all had a bad shooting day today.
How about 5?
Get it off the floor. My goodness.
5-second call as Kubian did a great job defending. We spoke with Jason Rabideau yesterday. He mentioned that he had spoken with Kelvin Sampson, the coach at Indiana not long ago, and Coach Sampson cut up all of Kubian's appearances in the games against Texas Tech and Duke because he wanted to show his players the kind of energy a guy like Kubian can bring to the game. Of course, the highlight of the season so far for Marquette, those back-to-back wins over Texas Tech and Duke. Has to make you feel pretty good as a coach when you beat Bob Wright and Mike Krzyzewski on back-to-back ball games. McNeil, the pull-up, he has 6, well below his average of 14 per game, but the Golden Eagles trying to scratch back closer again.
This is where they have to go to Orlando Tucker.
And they do with Fitzgerald guarding, and now Barrow doubling.
Now Barrow's got a release. Goodness, once he dribbles away and drags you. This is the poise they have.
Well, they got Landry with a mismatch.
Landry has Kubian guarding him. Instead, it's a tough pull-up that goes for Cameron Taylor.
Wow. Dagger.
Whenever they get in trouble, they like to ball screen for Taylor. And he knows how to score. Great touch.
Averages 12 per game. He has 12 today.
Little flare screen. And nobody underneath.
McNeil fouled on a reach-in by Krabenhoff. His second. Now they gave it to Orlando Tucker. His first.
It's amazing. Orlando Tucker's only got 10 fouls on the season.
Is that good or bad?
Well, you think they hide him?
Hard to tell.
You think they hide him maybe on a less than talented offensive guy, or do you think he's smart?
I think it's a combination of things. I mean, I don't think it's that he doesn't guard people. I think he does guard pretty well. I don't think he's a great defensive player, but the one that's even more stunning, I mean, looking at their stats, is Cameron Taylor coming into this game had 2 fouls in 9 games.
Now, you would be the type of guy, since you fouled out most often, to look at that stat.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, I actually guarded somebody. I wasn't playing dodgeball.
You did have Sampson comes to mind, right?
Free throws by McNeil, 7-point game. The crowd trying to convince itself to get involved again. 5.5 minutes to go.
Tucker knows how to ride a guy out of that box area.
Guarded now by Matthews. Tucker, tough shot.
Big time performer. He's having a ball. Sweet music right now.
Well, he's having fun, but it's no fun to guard him. Man, is he a good player.
Watch yourself.
100th career start today for Tucker as a Wisconsin Badger in a memorable performance. James for 3.
They just can't get anything off their defense, Marquette. Good pressure release by Wisconsin, good ball reversal, and they use a lot of clock when necessary.
14 points for James. That was his first 3 of the ball game in 4 tries. Tucker guarded again by Matthews. Landry with Barrow defending. 4.5 to go. Wide open. Flowers quiets the crowd with a three.
Woo. Drive and draw. A little of their own medicine there.
First point for Flowers, and then James can't get it to roll in.
Boy, the dilemma of helping off a three-point shooter. Flowers, an outstanding shooter. In fact, he shoots the ball so much in practice that he has calluses on the tips of his fingers. Assistant coach Gary Close said that the only guy he can remember having that same thing was B.J. Armstrong at Iowa.
Here's the drive, the ability to collapse the defense. And you see the reaction, and oh my goodness, a little nylon on the kick out.
James misses the first free throw, fading away from the line a bit as he shot. Fitzgerald goes out for Dwight Burke. And Landry gets a seat. Jason Chappell back in.
Landry's done a good job in this game.
1 out of 2 for James, who broke Doc Rivers' Marquette freshman scoring record last year.
A little bigger body down there on the box area on Tucker.
Burke trying to defend. Burke a little early in the air for the rebound, and it wound up with Krabenhoff, the big development.
Well, they had the opportunity, but he comes up with all the loose balls they feel.
Matthews shut off by Chappell. Matthews with Chappell on him again, and a blocking foul on Chappell. Well, just when it seems Marquette might make it a very tight game, Wisconsin comes up with big buckets, including several today from their star Orlando Tucker. Still a 10-point margin with 3:42 to go.
UPS, covering more of Europe before noon than anyone. UPS, covering more ground faster than ever.
The world's most capable Wranglers, now available with 2 and 4 doors. A new species from Jeep.
Here's an idea. If there's a tool you want this year, try asking for it, like the Craftsman Cross Force Combination Wrench Set. The handles turn 90 degrees, fits better, and feels better. If you want it, ask for it. Craftsman, it's Sears.
Class of '94, here I come.
When you want to make a good impression, Enterprise Rent-A-Car will pick you up free and get you going in style.
Looking good, Moose.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Your 3 medium Pizza Hut pizzas.
That's only $5 each, right?
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Thank you.
Honey! The Pizza Hut kid made a mistake again! I got 3 medium Pizza Hut pizzas for the same price as those other guys!
Yeah! It's no mistake. Pay just $5 each for 3 medium one-topping hand-tossed Pizza Hut pizzas. Want to get 3 for $5? Go for the good stuff.
Give a holiday card everyone in the family will love. Pick up the Pizza Hut card today.
Reese Davis with you. Bob Knight is now in second place on the men's Division I all-time wins list. Victory number 877 coming over Centenary, 98-64. Knight just 2 victories away from tying Dean Smith atop the all-time list. Next game at Arkansas on ESPN December 16th, and perhaps the tying game comes against Bucknell on the 23rd. If things go the way Knight hopes, UNLV could be the one in which he passes the Dean.
Well, history on the verge of being made there, and history at the Bradley Center here today. The attendance 19,020. That is the largest crowd ever to see a college basketball game in the state of Wisconsin.
You know what it reminds me of? When Al McGuire was the coach here, he wouldn't come out till every seat was taken at the Mecca. I had the same problem at Seton Hall, too. Because we wouldn't have played. Yeah, it would come out. But what? The Hall of Famer, just an outstanding coach and one of the great guys and color analysts I've ever met. Pardon me, Jake.
Well, your problem at Seton Hall was the fans were wishing that someone else was sitting in your seat. Wesley Matthews at the free throw line. Yes, they did. And we're delighted that you're sitting here upright with us. 8-point game, 3:40 to go, 9 points for Wesley Matthews.
Well, you don't want to take it down there. That's trouble.
And batted out by McNeil, who is the nation's leader in steals entering today's action. 39 steals through the first 10 games of the year for Jarrell McNeil.
He gets so many deflections. Terrific athlete.
Yes. Matter of fact, they chart deflections. He has averaged, McNeil, 12.2 per game this season. That is the record for a season, and Dwyane Wade has it. We apologize that we have not heard back from Dwyane Wade. We were anticipating a phone conversation with the great star, but apparently that other call he had to take was important.
They leave Tucker on the nice extra pass.
And a three at the shot clock buzzer. Wouldn't drop for Flowers. Down by 8, the Golden Eagles. 3 minutes to go. McNeil scores. Like Dwyane Wade, he's out of Chicago, Illinois. 6-point game.
Gotta help.
Tucker got bumped by Matthews as he started to drive. It was either going to be that or a carry, because after the contact, Tucker palmed the ball, but the foul came first, and it's the third against Wesley Matthews.
So difficult to contain off the bounce, even by a smaller, relatively quicker defender.
He's explosive.
Oh, and strong. What a player.
Tucker makes the front end of a 1-and-1. That was the 9th team foul against Marquette, so it'll be the double bonus hereafter.
He really gets great rotation on his free throw. That thing spins on the way up there.
He's had plenty of practice. He has shot more free throws than any player in Wisconsin history. McNeil scores again. He's starting to take over the Marquette offense, and they need somebody to step up in that role.
Oh, nice little use of the dribble. Wisconsin's got to make them use time on offense.
2.5 to go. 5-point game. The largest lead, 11 for Wisconsin. They have not trailed here in the second half.
Flowers got away with a foul there.
And then Taylor fouled on the drive.
They set it up with the dribble if you take away the swing.
2:17 to go. 113th meeting all time. Wisconsin and Marquette. They've played every season but one in the last 50 years. Sean McDonough with Jay Billis and Bill Raftery. Our producer Scott Matthews. Our director John McDonough. And our ESPN crew. Delighted to have you with us. 4 fouls now on Wesley Matthews. And the first of 2 missed by Taylor. 75% for the year from the line. 79% career. Landry back in. Wisconsin 4 out of 11 from the free throw line today. Taylor, a senior from Minneapolis. Honorable mention All Big Ten last year. 1 out of 2. The lead 6. 2:15 to go.
They've had success with the high screen late. See if they go to it.
We're thinking about 3 balls for Marquette. They are 2 out of 14 from beyond the arc today. Using a lot of time. 15 on the shot clock. McNeil, it rolls off. Kept alive by Hayward. It picked off the floor by Taylor. Now the Badgers will look to run some clock.
Look at this.
The nation's leader in steals, McNeil.
Woo! What a reaction. You've got to protect the basketball. But the foot speed and preparation by McNeil, extraordinary.
Timeout, Wisconsin.
Taylor just shows the ball, bringing it up with his left hand, and McNeil with great foot speed and also great hands. He concentrates on that dribble and picks his spot so well. Sometimes he gambles in passing lanes, but you've got to be a terrific defender to be able to take the ball away from an opposing point guard that easily.
Almost Walt Frazier-like in his 7 steals against North Dakota State. It's amazing, and at a key juncture, you've got to turn and protect, keep the off arm there to control the defender. Heads-up play on the defensive end, though.
McNeil has 12 of Marquette's last 18 points. Here's the reset. He has scored the last 6 for Marquette as well. Double bonus each way and plenty of timeouts left. The arrow for Wisconsin. Marquette had a game earlier this year. The 3-point win at Valparaiso when Dominique James scored Marquette's last 18 points of the game, including a 3 to win it with 3.5 seconds to go.
Extending the floor for the first time, playing the inbounder. Be careful of the home run if you're Marquette, and step to the ball if you're Wisconsin.
Now Fitzgerald moves away from Kramenhoff, the inbounder. He'll look to double somewhere else. Kramenhoff with Landry, Taylor, Tucker, and Flowers for Wisconsin.
What are the officials doing?
I don't know.
Well, Bo Ryan reminded Ed Hightower that Kramenhoff can run the baseline. And now Ted Hillary keeps moving back and forth as to where to give him the ball.
Now Fitzgerald comes back to guard the inbound. Fitzgerald, James, Matthews, McNeil, and Hayward on the court for Marquette. Minute and a half to go, 4-point game. Tucker. Matthews backed away with his foul trouble. He couldn't hang in there, and another big bucket for Tucker. He has 26.
Giving up the baseline that easily on a key juncture.
It almost looked like he thought he was going to spin back, but didn't. Got fouled.
James fouled. He'll shoot 3. He was grazed by Michael Flowers. And then both Tim Higgins and Ted Hillary told Flowers to pipe down, and Bo Ryan told him the same thing.
Bo not happy on the foul at the other end, but here's that hesitation, too. Matthews gotten caught up in your point about the foul. I think the concern is why he stopped. But right here, the legs, and I don't know about that one. That was one of those play-ons.
But why even go near it?
Oh, I agree, but still, you want to challenge but not hit. I think that was one that James got away with.
3 shots for James. Tucker's 26 points, matching his season high, his 6th game of 20 or more in 10 games this year. Flowers still pleading his case with Ted Hillary. Mentioned James, not a particularly adept free throw shooter at 64% this year and career. He tends to lean back in the midst of that delivery.
And that pulls it a little bit short as he front-ended the first one.
Way off. He knew it. He charged after it. And now 1:05 to go. The ball and a 5-point lead for Wisconsin. Tucker to the hoop.
Too tough. Too tough. Poise. He wasn't going to charge. The little kiss.
The great body balance to avoid that charge. Outstanding performance by Orlando Tucker.
Well, the go-to guy was there, readily available.
Preseason Big Ten Player of the Year, only the 2nd Wisconsin player to ever earn that honor. Devin Harris, the other, back in 2003.
But he knows that nobody can stop him. Great screen underneath by Landry to screen off Hayward. And Matthews trying to take the charge, but the great body control by Tucker avoids it.
What an influence great players can have. The impact, get the ball in his hand at key junctures, whether it's the post or the entry pass. Remember the lob a while ago? They're not able to counter at the other end.
And such maturity, shown by the 5th-year senior. That's the leadership, Sean, that you were talking about, that Bo Ryan praised so much. In all his years, he's never had a better leader, he said.
And he's coached a long time, 23 years as a head coach, all here in the state of Wisconsin. Division III Platteville, then 2 years at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. And now in his 6th season in Madison. They had never won more than 22 games in a season before Bo Ryan got to Madison. They've averaged 22.4 wins per year since he's been there.
His dad, Butch, coached youth teams, got him started. Right now, Marquette trying to get it going itself. They got to go to the rim, I think.
McNeil trying to use a Hayward screen. He does go to the rim and scores. The lead, 51 seconds to go. All-out pressure. McNeil and Matthews have to be careful. They have 4 fouls apiece, and that's McNeil bodying up on Tucker.
I think they got... Gonna try one more? I don't know.
Well, somebody other than Matthews. Well, Matthews did foul. Now he's fouled out. They wanted somebody else to foul, but the ball never got near anybody who was being guarded by someone other than Matthews or McNeil with 4 fouls apiece.
Pretty smart offense when you think about it.
Well, they probably should have fouled Tucker right when he caught the ball in the backcourt and make him walk to the free throw line. He's only a 67% free throw shooter.
That 15 seconds came off the clock on that possession for Wisconsin. So Matthews out of the ball game with 9 points. Just 3 for 11 shooting.
Well, they got to be prepared as to who to foul if they can, or just give it to anybody. But the big thing now, Jay, Marquette can go to the rim. They're probably not going to foul them, so they can just go for the 2, at least this trip, and maybe one more.
I mean, the 2 guys on the floor that I would look to foul would be Krabenhoft and perhaps Tucker, even though Tucker is such an outstanding player.
And maybe Landry too, but they probably won't let him touch it.
Flowers now 1 for 4 from the line today as he gets the roll. First season as a full-time starter. He's the only starter who is not a veteran returning starter for Wisconsin. Their starting 5 today came into the ballgame with a combined 245 career starts. The reason why expectations are so high. O'Ryan says it's good to be experienced, but you have to get better too. Couple of misses by James and Hayward, and then Landry fouled. But time is running out on Marquette, down by 7. Wisconsin will shoot free throws with 21.5 to go. And it's looking like the visiting team is going to win for the first time in 6 years in this rivalry. 5 fouls, and now McNeil's out of the ball game.
And Marquette competed at a very high level, but execution was somewhat lacking on their end.
Yeah, on the offensive end. They did just about everything well except hit shots and run offense.
They'll have a good year, but Wisconsin, one of those teams, you can't overlook them. Size, strength, and a star who makes other people better, and a guy who can position himself at various spots. So he's a tough matchup. Tucker.
He is so hard to guard. Really, the teams that have given Wisconsin the most trouble are teams that can really shoot it. I mean, Terrell Martin from Winthrop put in 31, and Winthrop, led by Greg Marshall, an outstanding coach, lost in overtime at the Kohl Center. Missouri State, led by Blake Ahern, an outstanding shooting team, knocked down a bunch of threes. But Marquette was not able to shoot the ball well to put more pressure on this Wisconsin defense.
They're not a good shooting team, particularly threes. 11 points now for Landry.
He's been tough, Sean. Inside presence, good solid play overall.
And he'll have bragging rights over his wife, who's a member, as we've said a couple times, of the Marquette women's team. Fitzgerald rebounds the miss. Marquette picked in the preseason Big East poll to finish 4th behind Pittsburgh, Georgetown, and Syracuse. They surprised many, finishing 4th in their first year in the league last year. Hayward the score. It's a 6-point game with 10.5 to go. Lazar Hayward with 10 points off the bench, and we send it back to Reese Davis.
All right, Sean, in just 10.5 seconds of game time, you'll see Armonte Edwards, the SoCon Freshman of the Year for Appalachian State. Look at all those helmet stickers he's collected. He'd be a favorite on College Football Final. Division I semifinal coming up.
Thank you, Reese. 10.5 to go. Wisconsin hanging on to bragging rights in this state. There are 4 Division I programs in this state. Wisconsin, Green Bay, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, the others. And with this victory, assuming something dramatic does not happen, Bo Ryan will now be 16-2 against the 3 other Division I programs in this state.
And a transplant from Pennsylvania, no less.
He's been here long enough, though. I think he has to.
Yeah, he's a resident.
Feel like a native.
He's done a great job with this Wisconsin program. I mean, to win 2 Big Ten championships right out of the gate.
And then talking about how he developed this swing offense, watching and scouting different opponents, and taking things from a lot of coaches, a lot of spice and variety.
He's picked up things that he liked while scouting back in the old days of in-person scouting. 5 count.
Wow. Perfect for Marquette.
We talk about what they needed precisely. That's what they got. Wisconsin couldn't get it in.
That's where you have to be stronger. That was a huge mistake by Wisconsin, not get the ball inbounds.
Kubion into James, a contested 3 that wouldn't go. Batted around, controlled by Krabenhoff. He's fouled with 6 seconds to go. Bo Ryan has had Wisconsin in the top 4 in the Big Ten in all 5 of his full seasons in Madison. And in Big Ten play, and he said, this is an important rivalry game, but really the whole pre-conference schedule is to get you ready for the conference. That's ultimately how you're judged. And in Big Ten play, only Bobby Knight and Tom Izzo have a better winning percentage among Big Ten coaches all time.
Well, he knows they don't hang banners up in the Kohl Center for non-conference record. They hang banners up for Big Ten championships, and that's what the Big Ten coaches value most.
But having said that, I think this one tastes good.
Oh, yeah. Rivalry games, you always want to win.
And a lot of talk in the local media about these 2 coaches don't like each other. Publicly, they say all the right things. They certainly respect each other, but the relationship probably isn't warm and fuzzy, and they'll shake hands as James 3 ends the ball game. Final score, Wisconsin 70 and Marquette 66. Coming up next on ESPN, it's the NCAA Division I AA Football Championship. Semifinal action of the tournament, Youngstown State versus Appalachian State. Continuing coverage of this game will be over on ESPN News with a post-game extra in just a matter of moments. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Now let's go to Boone, North Carolina, to Pam Ward, Mike Gottfried, and Dave Ryan.
Thank you, Sean, and welcome to Boone for the Football Championship Subdivision semifinal game between defending champion
Extra coming your way right after the break.
This is the legend of Muhammad Ali. Float like a butterfly,
sting like a bee. Tonight on ESPN.
Ali means to rap what he meant to boxing.
He was the braggadocious.
Swagger.
He was the rhyme.
Execution.
Hip-hop is Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali is hip-hop.
Rhyme, reason, respect. Ali Rap premieres tonight at 9 on ESPN. Presented by K Jewelers.
Man has always been fascinated with traveling back in time. Well, now Sprint has actually moved the unlimited calling time back 2 hours from 9 p.m. to 7. It's science fiction meets cold, hard economics. Stupid time machine.
Switch to Sprint and get unlimited calls starting at 7 p.m. Sprint. Power up. Hurry into a Sprint store and start your holiday shopping early. Choose from our newest lineup of slim, stylish phones so you can take care of everyone on your holiday gift list. Pick up the red Moto Razr and you can get powerful features like live TV, wireless music downloads, GPS, and the power to give back. Because when you purchase the red Moto Razr at a Sprint store, a contribution will be made to help eliminate AIDS in Africa. The power to give the ultimate gift. Sprint. Power up.
The free spending Cowboys reportedly signed Jason Marquis today. ESPN.com's Jerry Krasnick saying the deal is worth 3 years for $21 million, and the Cubs are also reportedly going after Cliff Floyd. Jason Marquis' new contract with the Cubs averages out to about $6 million per year, which resembles his ERA from last season. Out of players who made at least 25 starts in 06, Marquise was one of just 2 pitchers in baseball with an ERA over 6. The worst, Joel Pinheiro, 6.36 ERA.
Back to college hoops, Penn State and Seton Hall. Second half, Gary Claxton. Big game for him. Spin cycle win one. He had 29, 11 boards. Seton Hall coming back though off the Penn State turnover. Eugene Harvey. Harvey's going to have himself a nice day. Off the board, Seton Hall down just 2. Later, it's a 3-point game in the second half. Harvey, Grant Billmeyer. Seton Hall down just 1. 2 minutes left. Seton Hall now at 5. Harvey. The reverse, maybe we should call him Harvey Eugene because that was reverse. He had 25. Pirates win by 10. Minnesota, Little Rock, Arkansas. Lawrence McKenzie with the 3 and Minnesota within 1. Later, McKenzie gets fouled with 12 seconds left. 9 seconds to go. Now Minnesota up 1. Stephen Moore, the lay-in. Little Rock up by 1. So Little Rock, Arkansas. Lamar Wilson at the boom. Blocking foul with 0.8 seconds left.
Hoping to send us to overtime.
Wilson at the line. Missed the first shot and he misses the second, and Little Rock, Arkansas pulls off the upset in Minnesota, 67-66.
College football, Tom O'Brien stepping into the shoes of the fired Chuck Amato. The new North Carolina State coach being introduced to the media today. O'Brien leaves Boston College, joining Jim Tatum as the only coaches to ever leave one ACC team for another.
It was a difficult time for me to leave Boston College, and I want to say to difficult team talking to my team last night leaving. I had 10 tremendous years at Boston College. It's a great university, and I know that they will be a great football team in the future, but timing is everything. The opportunity that was presented to me last Sunday night by Lee and followed up by a conversation Wednesday and throughout most of Wednesday and Thursday is the opportunity to come to a tremendous university. And as he mentioned earlier, we had the conversation about, as I traveled back to the ACC the last 2 years, just amazed at what Coach Amato was able to accomplish here in terms of building and working with the facilities, and obviously Wendell's great contribution to this building speaks to commitment to this university to be the best possibly they can. And that's what I look forward to.
Can Tom O'Brien look forward to turning around the Wolfpack offense? Just look at how they've fallen since Phillip Rivers turned pro. The Wolfpack scoring under 18 points per game this past season. But things may look up. O'Brien's BC team scored over 26 per in 06.
All right, once again, Wisconsin a 4-point winner over Marquette. Just the 3rd time that these two teams are meeting as ranked teams, and the Badgers get it done by 4 points. Thanks to Alondo Tucker. He just came to play today. 28 points and 7 boards. Wisconsin goes to 9-1 on the season. The game was over on ESPN. As promised, it's time for Postgame Extra now. For the guys who called the game, we send it out to Sean McDonough, Jay Billis, and Bill Raftery. Guys, take it away.
All right, thank you, Mike, and you're right on. Alondo Tucker was the star. Those 28 points you mentioned, a season high, and it was kind of an interesting game. Both teams were clearly very fired up and a little jittery starting out. It was ugly at times, missed shots, some turnovers, but it was a typical rivalry game with plenty of energy and emotion.
Boy, it was a bare-knuckle fight, really. Very, very physical to start the game and physical throughout. Both teams, I thought, defended pretty well overall, although Wisconsin in the second half shot the lights out. I mean, they shot like 58%, in large measure because they got the ball to Tucker, and he scored almost every time he touched it.
And all game long, alluding to the fact that Marquette didn't reverse the ball much. They relied on the dribble, and quite frankly, the size had a great impact. And Tucker, such a talented guy, and yet he can play so many positions, so he's a tough matchup also.
In a game that had a lot of stops and starts, Tucker was outstanding throughout. The preseason Big Ten Player of the Year, demonstrating why he is one of the best players in the country.
13 of 22 from the field, 28 points. He scored off jump shots. He scored off a couple offensive rebounds, but most importantly, he put the ball on the floor against just about every defender that Marquette could put on him. And Wisconsin is so big and strong, and they pass the ball so well. They just wear you down. And this was a game in which Wisconsin had 22 turnovers. I mean, you might have to go back a few years to find a game in which the Badgers had 22 turns and won.
I remember years ago saying to a kid, don't let him go baseline. And, of course, 2 or 3 times the guy goes baseline. I said, Coach, I can't stop him from getting there. And that's what Tucker, I'm sure that Matthews thought he could push him to the middle, but unbelievable. Remember the move out top here? Exploding to the 10. I mean, he's got foot speed. It's deceptive because he's so big and strong.
Big-time player.
And the 22 turnovers for Wisconsin, Jay mentioned, twice their average, but because of Tucker, they were able to beat their arch in-state rival. And a moment ago, Jay spoke with Tucker and Coach Bo Ryan.
Bo, another bare-knuckle fight between Wisconsin and Marquette. What did you think was the most important factor for your team?
Well, we caught some breaks early in that. They had some open shots. They didn't go down. We came in here a couple years ago, and they drilled like 3 or 4 in a row. At least we kind of got our bearings this year. And then once we kind of got into the flow, we were playing much better. And that's what we needed. We needed to come in here and not let them get off to a quick start. So I thought that was the best thing that we did all night.
For a team that has valued the ball so well over the years, it was a little uncharacteristic of your team to have so many turnovers, but did you feel like it was your defense that kept you in it?
You want to tell the whole nation that? What? You know what? We were a little anxious. We were aggressive with the ball, uncharacteristic turnovers, and we can get some of that corrected. But, yeah, we knew we had to be aggressive because this is a tough team. It's a physical team, and, you know, we knew. So maybe we pressed a little bit inside. Our clocks were going a little quicker because I think that was the reason for some of them.
We'll talk about the importance of the guy standing to your left, Orlando Tucker.
Well, we wouldn't be standing here if Orlando wasn't here. So he took care of business. He was mentioning to me on the walk over. He says, Coach, I apologize for trying to take the game over there during that one stretch. But, you know, he got some things going, and they had to pay so much attention to him. It actually freed up some of the other guys.
Well, Bo, congratulations on another great win. Let's get Orlando in here. Orlando, you really did take over the game, and I think Coach was just saying apology accepted for apologizing for taking over. But did you really feel like there was nobody who could guard you out there off the dribble?
Yeah, I just take what the defense gives me. And the guys told me that this was a big game. They wanted me to bring home a victory back to Madison, and I promised them that I would. So it's all about recognizing what the defense is, how they're playing you, the matchups, and I love games like this. So I'm gonna rise to the occasion.
Your coach likes to say, "Hey, it's just 1 of 30, and this game means no more than the rest of them." But do the players feel that way? The game against Marquette, is it more important than the other non-conference games you play?
From a player standpoint, this is a big game, especially being it's an in-state rival. This is great basketball for the whole state of Wisconsin.
Well, congratulations on another great performance.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for calling.
Well, he was outstanding. The stars for Marquette were not the strength of their team. The 3 terrific sophomore guards, but you see the shooting woes experienced by Dominique James, Jarrell McNeil, and Wesley Matthews, a combined 16 for 41. McNeil helped them hang in the ball game late, and James threw in a meaningless 3 at the buzzer to make the final score a little bit closer than it was. For the most part, Wisconsin had a comfortable edge most of that second half.
Yeah, Wisconsin was just stronger. They're a very good passing team. That was the thing that perhaps impressed me the most and has impressed me over the course of the last few years is how well their big men pass the ball. They feed the post very effectively. I thought Marcus Landry was terrific in this ball game as well.
Played terrific. Inside, I think they got to get some points for Marquette. Do some damage.
So for the first time in 6 years, the visiting team wins in this rivalry in which they meet once a year. Wisconsin wins in Milwaukee before a record crowd, 70-66, the final.
All right, fellas, thank you very much. As we roll the break, the Aggies are ranked higher than they've ever been, but can they get their first win over a top-ranked team? It's a 3-point game with 6 minutes to play. Top stories on the way.